Hey, come on in now.
This is the new blender that is going viral on TikTok right now. They are giving away their next generation portable blender for free if you review them. It's an amazing opportunity to get this massively popular product for just the price of shipping. It's easy. It's engineered so you can make anything you want, anywhere and anytime. Click the link to this video to get your free blender. Take advantage before this offer disappears. Get big blender power on the go. Have a smoothie anytime. Free with us.
Hey, Miss Rob, we wait for the rest of y'all to come on up in here. Get on up in here. Hey, boss, lady, she got on up in here. She got on up in here. Hey, Jack. Hey, baby. Don't forget to hit the like. I took something. You better be up. Dag it. I'll be up. I ain't gonna be up with y'all all night neither. Now we just waiting for Kevin.
Okay. I wonder is Alien gonna come out the bushes? Okay. He might as well come out the bushes. Let's see what they got on video. Where the pastor been at?
Hey, mommy. Hey, Jim. Oh, we got Miss Ride up here.
I love you.
Hey, love.
I love you. And I just want to say one thing.
Hold on. I had to cut off something. I heard an echo. Something is on twice and it's coming from me. Give me 1 second. Y'all still hear the echo?
No.
Y'all still hear the echo?
No,
No.
I don't hear an echo.
Yeah, it was an echo. It was me. I just couldn't find out where it was coming from.
One thing.
Go ahead, Miss Rye.
You gonna eat your cornbread? Are you gonna eat your cornbread?
What?
Oh. Some light. You gonna eat your cornbread?
Oh! Oh, yeah. Okay. From the movie Life okay.
I'm gonna post it. I made a quick seafood platter. Man, I tell you, I made just enough for me. It was so good. I had lobster tail, crab legs, mussels, onions,
Oh,
garlic.
that picture that you put up
Yeah, man, it was
on the Instagram,
Facebook. Yeah,
on Facebook, whichever. I know that sucker look good as heck.
it was
I don't eat the
delicious.
shellfish, but I was ready to jump through the daggone thing and just suck the juice.
It was too salty. It was perfect. And I made a hot jalapeno butter, carrots, and onions. Oh my goodness. Where your man Kev? Come on, Kev. We waiting on you. I'm just gonna set it up because I gotta go in the morning. Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. Dress.
Yeah.
Hey, with them cows tomorrow. I'm gonna get my stuff and get out. I'm making my list right now. They don't even want to sell the newspapers in the paper no more. We selling the old papers on Sundays. For the new paper. Ah, so I'll go over there and buy three. Got my coupons. Spend some at Dollar General and CVS. Bring my behind home. I'm going with a $30 budget. Or
Mm.
get, well, I'll be in the chat, family.
Yeah, we waiting. Need you to come on here.
Uh, ooh, oh my God. What she got? She got 11 people. She got people in there. Honey. Hey, Monique. Jackie. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy, want to go on a date with me? I'm the boyfriend.
You
Jimmy,
asked
don't.
to bend on dates? What?
I'm trying. Mm. Trying to get a date, y'all. Everybody's married or don't have enough money. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell y'all, I love y'all. I just came to the cornbread.
Hey,
So
Camilla.
come on. I'll be down in the chat checking
A
out the
great
clock.
and mighty book narrated by Wesley Snipes. History documentary. We'll try that out. We're waiting for Kev. Where the heck is Kevin now?
All right, y'all.
I had to step away for a second. Well, what you were saying, boss? I mean, boss lady. Ms. Rod,
Yeah.
you was telling them how to save some money.
Oh yeah, save some money. Join the apps. Um, CVS is on fire. We got Pampers. Get money back on the Pampers. Join them apps. Fire.
Okay, I still hear it.
Oh, you hear my other phone? Okay.
No, before it was me,
No,
but
it's
I
over.
found it. But I found it.
How you don't hear it now, right?
No.
All right, because my other phone was on.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, you guys, I'm trying to get to the 3,000. It's hard. Help me, help me, help me. Put your minions on there. Help me, help me, help me. I promise I'm gonna bring you some spectacular stuff. And I'm doing a $3,000 giveaway. 3,000 giveaway.
3,000 subscriber giveaway.
3,000 subscriber giveaway. I did the 3,004 Facebook. She is so happy. She called me every day. When you gonna do another one? I'm like, nope, one person.
Hey, L House. No, it's gone now. The echo's gone. Everybody say something.
Say something.
Miss Boss Lady, say something. Even though you're on mute.
Hello, hello, hello.
I guess that's still Miss Rod.
Hello, hello, hello.
I don't know if it's an echo, but you got something in your background.
Anywho, you hold me down. I love y'all. Speak to y'all later.
Make sure you in that chat. Ain't no hold it down and all that. Make sure your butt is in that chat. Get the work.
My phone is. Night, night, y'all.
All right, Blanchy Pooh, we wait for Kev.
Uh, uh, mm, like a,
Because I ain't staying up with y'all all night. Shoot, y'all trying to play me.
I like,
Sherman, I don't know what's gotten into you, but
Because I can't fix this. He has to fix it. And if anybody's watching a replay, you can always fast forward this and get straight to the show. Just fast forward it, get straight to the show. Yeah, y'all can sit here and wait for the show, or you just skip it and get straight to the show. All right, Jack. And then I think what I played, I'll show a little bit of it, but I even got attacked, and I'm like, damn, I'm in the closet. Oh shit! You said drop the link. So he got on an army fatigue suit. Let me find out. Kev ain't playing. Let me find out that picture. Let me find out. I don't know where the rest of them go, but they're going to have to catch the replay. Let me share myself out, which I forgot. I gotta Can we get these likes up? Can we get the likes up, please? Can we get the likes up? And remember, if you are a channel holder and you hit up, I meant to tell Umi this too, because this how the rules work. If you are a channel holder and someone hit you up, you got to hit them back up. You got to show love to one another. You ready for me to start? But before you start, you have to see the I made it small so where you can see the chat, okay? You hear me, Kev?
Yep, I'm here. I was just getting my sound together.
Before I even start, I'm just going to show you what the sidelines. Boss lady! Boss lady!
What, girl?
I ain't yelled at you in a long time, so I had to just say it just to say it. Boss lady!
I'm sitting here waiting. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Okay, hold
got
on.
you,
Now, this is the video. Now he got the echo. Oh, I got the echo. Who cares? But now this is the video was playing this morning, right? It was nature boy faked his knowledge, right? So I have to leave it small. So out of nowhere, Kev was talking, right?
And you know, it's on the point on both sides. Men aren't stepping up and doing the things that we're
And
supposed to.
as we see, Jackie is in this. Jackie, you didn't know when you was part of this, right? But look at the side. It's hit the like button, right? And then it's stated, oh, just like saying America. Then it was like they got him silly, right? Then it's 200 years ago, don't matter if you've been here a billion years, right? Then it's Africa is beginning of everything. Then it's with the fire. Set it up. Debate. King Cap. Set it up. Again. Set it up. Debate. King Cap. Set it up. Fire. 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 Fire.
Oh.
Oh, girl. When I woke up, I said, what the fuck is going on here? Right? So
I had no idea.
Man, I didn't have no idea neither.
I had no idea.
You done been challenged.
Exactly.
Yeah, apparently so. I made somebody sick and disgusted.
We're gonna get to that. So we're gonna get to just a little bit of our regular conversation, right? Then we're gonna go into the video.
Supposed to be doing, and women are stepping up in certain areas and doing the things that we can argue about that all day. But you know what I would rather do? I can look back and honestly say, no matter how bad that it seems as far as black men and black women relating to each other, I can name 50 things off the top of my head that I love about black women, that make black women beautiful, that make black women necessary. That you get what I'm saying? Because I was raised, it's easier for me to talk about that than it is to say, yeah, it's a bunch of gold diggers out here, and these women don't do it. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, that's not, to me, I would rather be.
There are, and okay, so we're gonna give them more energy. But see, that's because they sold themselves for $1. Like they sold themselves out at for $1. That's the same way people may not like Cynthia G, but she says stuff that makes sense. Same way some of these men say stuff that makes sense. And am I gonna confess? I'm just no, I'm not. Because a lot of things you say I do not. Let me skip this a little bit. Oh, and it says coming soon, Cab, but it didn't come soon enough. It says set it up. The debate King Cab versus Lord coming soon. But it ain't come soon enough. So I guess you're gonna put an answer to this. All right, so here we go.
It doesn't matter what the other people are doing. If you're making a change and they're making a change in their life, then that's gonna be a change on a whole. So, like I said, we need to stop telling each other what we need to do. Just fix what's wrong with you. Hold yourself accountable. Allow your family and your loved ones close to you to hold you accountable, and that solves the problem. But as long as we keep talking about who's right and who's wrong, like, we could argue about that all day long, and that's what happens. That's all I see on these different podcasts.
Fast with that a little bit.
Respond yet, did she?
I didn't say nothing. Right. So there.
No, we can't call her Anna. We gotta call her.
Now we have Zaire coming here, and this is where the disrespect for me comes in at. Now here got me the closet. I still don't know what's going on, right? So then she starts saying, she comes in saying hello, whatever. So, right?
You gotta call it Nate.
You're the
neighbor,
God,
bro.
and everybody wants. Now, Jackie has left the building. It's just me, Boss Lady, and Calf, right? Ancestry recipients is line waiting for a download. Now you gotta wait till you come home to get the download. But he innocent. How you know? So they die off, we die off. Then here comes the next one. I'm trying to get to where Kevin is talking. You're right. And who's going to take care of me? And
it doesn't even matter.
All that information, you're like, I know, I've seen it. I've seen the smartest people. You don't know if a stroke going to hit you. You don't know if you're gonna get old and dementia and Alzheimer's, all that shit. You're gonna forget anyway.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
forget all of that, and it's gonna be right back to the basics. Somebody
It might-
Kevin gets dragged. Now I'm gonna get dragged, but it's in the chat. It's not here. It's in the chat. You when you old to take care of you and make sure you're good when you're not able to do it.
I wish I could read that. See who's saying
Now,
what.
I get dragged. I can't. Oh, I'm gonna see if I can open it up. Yes, I could. So let me. I don't know if I can rewind it so you could see. Okay, now you see. You can see. Okay. Can you see it?
My bad, I was muted. Yeah, I see it. Go back. Yeah, keep going a little bit. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Right. Okay. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So, and it's fire.
See, they thought we was live. That's what it was. Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Right. So first cap get dragged. But it gets better with Kev. We're going to show in a couple of seconds. I hate when I open. Hopefully, I'm able to close it back up. Now, next thing you know, I start getting dragged. And then she starts off with, I'm good where I am. And I can honestly say I love everybody. You don't have to love me, okay? Then she's with exactly. That's why I believe in love, okay? And then it's your problem if you can't love nobody. I don't have time for that. Then it's thank God I have a real job and YouTube don't support my life, right? Yo, my mom's had to call your father, making him in. Now he could go back there. It goes to okay. Keep on thinking. Let me see. Houston comes in here, right? Then keep on thinking somebody gonna take care of you. What you're going to be old. What you're going to be is old and lonely. When you get old, nobody cares about you. I don't care what nobody say. I've been taking care of people for 35 years. And when you get old, you're going to be old and lonely, right? And then as you can say whatever you want, but when you get old, you're going to be old and lonely. Then it's what you saying don't make no sense. Support the old people. That's when I woke up. But they got in their mind
after her last comment.
No, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They broke up for a reason.
Let's see if it moves.
If you want it back and she want it back, they're going to go back. You're not going to stop it. But sometimes some kids don't even get sick. They go over there and they stay there. And the baby, their girlfriend blowing their ass up. Sometimes that's needed to nurture the child.
Right. But that's the same thing you would want him to do for your child. So why would you not want him to do that for a child that he has that's not yours? You have to be fair about it, because just as you may have a child, you may get pregnant with him. You want him to take care of your child and be a present father, whether y'all together or not. So allow that man to say that. Don't interfere with that. You don't have nothing to say.
Now, Diane says, I'm not building with nobody because you don't care about other people. These people that assisted living business, and they really don't care about other people. What you're saying don't make sense because of the old people.
I guess.
Okay, you can say what you want, but when you get old, you're going to be old and lonely. I don't care what nobody said. I've been taking care of people for 35 years.
This one I woke up.
Oh, you're going to be old and lonely.
It really was.
All right? This said I can't listen to stupid people.
What is that noise coming from? I know it's coming from me.
Me personally, I take care of elderly kids. Elderly people. I'm going to show you a little something. I spend time with elderly people. My mother is a retired nurse who took care of elderly people for over 60 years. I was literally born into it. Worked from the emergency room to the nursing.
I don't know where the music coming from. I just wake up.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask you where that music was coming from.
Guess what?
What
Oh,
happened?
you got 2 YouTubes up, Tony.
No. That music. I'm just waking up, so the music
Oh,
was
okay.
playing. I don't know where I was. I didn't pay it no mind. I woke up to somebody calling me stupid. I woke up to you getting hit with shit, and then me too. It went from you to me. So I answered her back, and then after I answer her back, you're gonna answer him back.
I make sure the children in the community take care of old people. So I just want to show you a little video I've done. And I do this and I'm gonna do it, and I do this all the time. And I'm gonna have kids.
Tony, watch that music for the copyright strike.
I can't stop it.
I'm gonna have
Oh,
kids
okay.
there for the summer too.
It's in the video.
Let me just show a little video.
I don't believe
Elderly and kids.
I must be
Everybody
really
else
tired.
don't.
Okay, I cussed it off. Thank God.
Hello, my lovies.
Don't tell me I don't take care of the elderly.
A little short video slide. Here we go. I brings the whole community together to work with kids. Like I said, it's all about. I do my job. This particular video.
And the crazy part is the people who always say that shit, they don't do shit. They don't do nothing.
And gave me a super chat. That's what we do on a regular basis.
This is what we do every day. Yeah, I don't need a pat on the back. I don't need to come out and say I do what I do.
Don't tell me I need to take care of the elderly. I don't take care of elderly. Let me show you a little something. Don't play with me.
Calvin, Bozo, Calvin, Jr., all of your super chats, I want you to know I put that money to good use, and I thank you. Food Delight, I thank you. Ms. Ryder Die, I thank you.
People crazy, man. What time did you put this on yesterday, Tony?
You mean this morning?
I mean this morning. It was like early. They was up at
8:30.
But this is the same person that's commenting on your shit saying you need some about a life outside of YouTube. It's like these people is crazy, boy. They be saying anything.
Don't tell me I don't take care of the elderly.
Why do people think just because you are a channel holder that your whole life is supported by YouTube? That ain't no money.
You heard me say I donate the money. I donate.
People are crazy. Right. And that ain't, see, that's why I said these people
don't
funny,
come
man.
I keep telling you, don't come for my character. That's one thing you ain't never gonna do.
Right. You know, we could throw video up all day. I don't do nothing but mentor kids, and I started my own program to bring the kids together with the elderly people called the Bridge Program, Bridging the Gap. So I call it the Bridge Program. And I take my kids that I mentor to senior citizen homes and do different projects all throughout the year. But it's like I don't need to get on here and talk about that. But if somebody trying to come for me, then we're gonna talk about it. And I want all the fucking
I'm
smoke.
gonna make it even more quicker for you guys.
This right? We had the Christmas. We do kids. I'm
right.
a busy woman.
Right. And like I said, the ones who be saying we ain't doing nothing, they don't do shit. What are you doing?
Little,
they don't do shit.
The ride for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what we call it.
Soapbox derby.
The soapbox derby. And these kids they find stuff and they make these cars themselves.
Mm-hmm.
This is how many kids on a regular basis. This is what I do. This is
what you do every day.
Kids. I work with kids. I do things with kids. This is when I have a movie night for them. This when we had basketball players come out. And it's from the NBA. This is, if I'm not mistaken, Isaiah Whitehead. He has Isaiah Whitehead. We have the other guy. We have Stephen Marbury. But they come out. This is bingo night. I try to bring families together. Families come out. They are together. These are the prizes that they win. The kids are singing. I'm gonna get a
copyright strike.
Copyright strike.
But fuck it.
Well, this is the kids singing.
Hey,
I caught. They didn't know I was recording them, Kev. I caught them. They didn't know.
I know. You could tell they didn't know they was being recorded. They was looking down.
And them are just the boys. The girls. How many places you gonna see gang members and stuff?
I love it.
Exactly.
It's more videos though. Now, not to mind you, it's girls on the other side, but it's more video. They sung a couple of songs, but they didn't know. Remember, I only could show at this particular time. I only could show the kids that's 18 and over. So where else you gonna go where these are kids living in the low income community that is gang affiliated, and they all could sit there as kids and sing together? I didn't even, what caught me off guard was you had to be there to see it. They was emotionally into the song. I had to tape. I wasn't going to tape it because they were singing it. I taped it because they was emotionally into it. But don't come out, oh, you need to take care of elderly people, and and this is stupid. Like, I ain't wasting my time. No, chick, match me.
Right. Match my work.
Right. You've been doing it for 35 years. I was born into it.
Right.
I was born into it.
Right. And that's the crazy part, because the people who are saying things, they're not ones who are offering solutions. They're not ones that's mentoring. They're not ones, who are teaching. They'll sit back and, make all these comments. But like I said, it's,
Oh, here it go. I can't listen to stupid people. Meaning that's me and you. People are more than one. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So, and then I didn't see none of that he.
Her diction ain't even good. You can't make me take you seriously. You can't hurt my feelings when you can't even put a fucking sentence together. Shut your ass up. You can't even put a proper sentence together grammatically. Shut the fuck up talking to me. That's how I'm gonna respond to
it. Thank God I have a real job and you two don't support my life. Nobody.
Well, congratulations. So does everybody else have a job. Like, you making it seem like you're doing something that's above and beyond. I have a job and I still help my community. How about that? How much time do you volunteer a week? As a matter of fact, most of the time that I can't come up is because I'm with my kids and it's too noisy in the background. Like I said, you can talk to them and see what type of impact I have on them. I'll bring them up. They're 18. Some of them that's, 16, 15. Ask them, talk to them ask them how long I've been in their life, and ask them the type of things that I've taught them, things that I've shown them, things that I've exposed them to, people that I've introduced them to make connections for college, for business life, after school and things like that. So, these people get up here and they have absolutely no credentials, and they love saying, oh, I've been doing this for X amount of years. Okay, cool. Well, then you shouldn't be so damn ignorant to what we're speaking about if you've really been doing whatever you've been doing for that long.
And
I don't, like I said.
Mm-hmm. Then it's you could I don't care what anybody say. I've been taking care of people for 35 years. Okay, then you can say what you want, but when you whatever. And then it's these people. Okay, what she said about you can say what you want, but when you get what you saying don't make no sense. Support the old people. I had to show her I do, but I wasn't.
Who said we didn't support older people?
I was not. I was still in the closet, kind of knocked out. But baby, I woke up in time.
But even the comment tells you. Even the comment tells you, how slow and delusional people are. When did you ever say that you don't support older people? Ever?
Which is true.
Or even implied it. That's crazy.
But my thing, we had a whole big old conversation. That's what you got out of me?
That's what you got, exactly.
Now,
means
I redeemed myself. Now we're gonna get on Kevin's video. Oh God. Yo. Now
dude
here
is
we
crazy.
go.
Dude is crazy. I was laughing the whole time. I was playing it in the car on the speakers while I
I
was
had to laugh
driving.
too.
I'm
Now,
laughing the whole time. I'm like, this dude is really upset, yo.
now it's stop thinking about what happened 200 years ago, right? This is what my boy,
hmm
Alien Blood.
He looked like a fucking alien. He looked exactly like an alien. These dudes, where do they be coming from, yo? Like they talking out their ass. Like this shit is funny.
Now let's go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Check in. Check in, check in, and check in.
We in.
Come on, check in.
African American makes
start
me
this
sick,
up, man.
but then you need to leave America because you are American.
I heard a conversation today and it made me sick.
Oh wow.
I'm sick and tired of Africans.
You talking about me, y'all, so y'all know.
Because in my mind,
Okay,
you
we all
seek
quiet.
too much
I'm on mute.
validation.
It's Kevin's job.
You want too much confirmation. You niggas are beneath your own selves. I'm going straight in. You know, I heard a conversation today and this man was just basically saying, you know, I go to the roots of my family and that's all I need to look at. You know, when I go to my heritage, like when I go to my background with my forefathers, you know, where they was buried at, where they signed certain affidavits and, you know, they built certain houses. I said, that's cool, you know, that's respectable. You would want someone to, you know, follow their family's history. That's cool. But to say that's all you need to look at, you see, that's what really made me sick. Because at this point, I'm starting to really realize the white man has won. And we going straight in. The white man has won because we have niggas that can blatantly say all you need to study is the 3 or 4 generations they know of. I'm gonna tell you exactly why the white man won. Give me a second.
This dude is a clown. You gotta think about the lie he finna tell.
This has to be talked about. We're gonna talk about it today. Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about it today. Oh yeah. Yep.
Talk about it, alien. You
You
said the white
niggas
man done already won. Get your goofy ass out of here.
are so childish. You see, when I think about a black man in America, I think about a child. And I'm gonna go a little deep on you niggas today. Because this is what you deserve. This is exactly what you deserve. When I hear about niggas talking about ancestry and all these different, you know, platforms to see your lineage and your heritage, I laugh at these Negroes. See, I want it to be a point in African history where all Africans can come together. Because I feel like we at a scale where Africans don't know what African Americans is about, and African Americans really don't know what Africa is about. And I feel like it's only going to get worse and worse because the white man has made a plan so strategic that all black people could do now is look at their grandmothers or great grandmothers or great great grandfathers and decide where they come from that. That's how strategic the white man plan has been. That's why when I heard the man talk about, oh, all I, basically have to do is, go to my great great grandfather's burial site. I'm like, what? First of all, your great great grandmother or your great great grandfather could have been arguably raked into the family. And that's my argument. So when you go to all these people, these different people that you find out on Ancestry and all these burial sites that you go to for your 3 or 4 generations, right? Worth of, searching of history. How do you literally know that family member was not raped into the family? And this is where we have to go deep. We have to go deep here. I want to know how you don't know. And this is why this conversation is very, very heavy. Because when you sit down and you really think about it, a lot of people come to the conclusion that you can go over those bases where it's just simply, oh, I figured this out, and I could go off of this notion. But that's the sad part. That's the saddest part of this conversation, is that a man can literally sit up there and say, we don't have to worry about what we was 1,000,000 years ago. We don't have to worry about what we was 1,000,000,000 years ago. And this is where the conversation goes for me. Because I know my family or whoever I'm connected to didn't just start 200 or 300 years ago. What I'm connected to did not start 400 years ago. And I may change the name of the video to that. What I come from did not start 400 years ago. That's a fact. I wasn't made yesterday. I was not made yesterday, dummy. Hit the like button, man. And this is something we have to acknowledge. We must teach this to our kids because there's so much knowledge and so much information and, education out now. Things can get blurry in a second. Like, share, subscribe, man. It makes me mad and it really makes me sick, when I hear some of these people talk about, just Black history. Because I feel like Black history is the most misunderstood subject of all time, if not the most. It's probably the most misunderstood. And it's something that we have to acknowledge every day that we live, every day that we breathe. Because it is a systematic plan to block and manipulate Black history. It is a systematic plan to interrupt Black history. And the more we know these things, the more we can get clarification on what we're doing and what's happening. Always remember, as a Black man, you are chosen. As a Black woman, you are chosen. And we're still coming to the conclusion of why you are chosen. But with that being said, man, like, share, subscribe, man. We out of here. I just had to drop this quick little bomb because I felt like a lot of people misinterpret things in history, and we just have to come to one straight conclusion. We can always agree to disagree, but we have to understand that. You have to like, share, subscribe to get more information, and more importantly,
Now let's just keep this about the information. We ain't got to do the name calling unless he's here, but he's not here. Kevin, the floor is all yours.
I'm calling them names because I want his ignorant, slow ass to come over here. Bring your dumb ass over here, alien blood. Don't do no subs, bro. If you say my name, nigga, it's King Kev. King Kev said it. And if you so disgusted and you so sick and you feel like you got something to argue about and you got points to stand on, bring your ass over here. Don't sit in the bushes like you did yesterday. See, you a bush baby. You ain't got nothing to talk about. You go over there with you and your mother and your little sister watching your live because it was only 3 people total. And 2 of them was Tony commenting. So I don't know who you think you reaching, but come on over here. I'll give you all the exposure you want. Bring your ass over here. You know the channel, obviously. You watch, obviously. But obviously, you're not intelligent enough to comprehend what I was saying to you. So maybe I can break it down and explain it like I explained it to a 6-year-old. Because what you said and what I said are 2 different things. And I want you to tell me, you said you're alien. So that already tells me where your mindset is at. Tell me where your aliens, tell me where your ancestors were 1,000 years ago. You said that's important, or 2 million years ago. And tell me where they raped and tell me where they're from. If you can't tell me either one of those things, then shut your ass up, because everything you just tried to say against what I was speaking about, that you're in total contradiction of yourself. If you can't tell me where, I can tell you where my ancestors are from. You can't tell me where yours are from. You can make some shit up and say they from, the planet Kai or from the 9th, solar galaxy or whatever you weirdos be saying. Bring your ass over here and I'll give you whatever you want, sir. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. But don't sit in the bushes and talk shit about people who really actually know what they're talking about, bro. Because you can't trace your heritage nowhere. You said it goes beyond 4 generations, right? Okay, so like I said, I can tell you where my great-grandfather and my great-grandmother were born, and I can tell you all of our history from that point forward. Before them, I don't know, because all those people are dead, and they didn't leave any written record. Now, you tell me where your people are from, and you tell me where they were 1,000 years ago. You tell me where they were 300 years ago, and I guarantee you don't know. You may not know your daddy, so your bloodline may stop at you, dummy. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of you cats. You think, oh, it does matter if you have a relationship with your father and your grandfather and your great-grandfather. Who's going to teach me more? Those 3 men or some motherfuckers that wrote a book about some people that were here 2 million years ago? Dummy. And I'm using that word because that's the word you use referring to an intelligent Black man. Say king before you say anything addressing me, dummy. So, like I said, you probably in the bushes right now, but I know you ain't got the nuts to come up here and speak to me. But unless you can address me through this platform, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my subject matter out of your mouth, because you don't know what you're talking about, obviously. Obviously, you don't know what you're talking about, because you can't tell me where your ancestors was from. And then you saying, well, how do I know that, my great-grandparents weren't products of rape? Because they know their parents stupid. Now, how do I know you weren't a product of race? You high yellow, judging from your if that's you, your alien looking ass on your avatar there on your picture. So who got more white in there? Who should be talking about rape of our people? Me or you? Because you lighter than I am. So let's start right there. And then tell me where your people were. I'll tell you exactly where mine were and where they came from and what they did. I guarantee you can't tell me. But do your research and get your shit up before you come fucking with me. Because I'm a real one. I ain't got to speak too much on it. So whenever you ready, come on up. And I'm saying what I'm saying to you now in this way because of the way you address me without ever trying to have a dialogue with me first, dummy. But when you come up, I'll be respectful. I don't do no whole lot of cursing and loud talking. You can speak your piece and I can speak my piece, and we'll let the chat judge and see whose side of the debate was stronger, who was more factual. And you can bring your 2 followers over too, and they can be in on the discussion. But nobody believes you, bro. Nobody's listening to you. Nobody. You have 2 subscribers. 2, bro. Who you think is listening to you? And I know people are listening to me because your dumb ass tried to jump out the window. But you in the bushes listening. Why weren't you man enough to get in the chat and speak your piece? Because we dropped that link. Tonya dropped that link.
Not that day. We was in.
No, I'm just saying, but you dropped the link.
Yeah.
So if you want to come up, we just didn't happen to be there that day.
Right.
But if you want to come up, we'll drop the link right now. I promise you. I got time. Tonight. I ain't got nothing else to do but blow the Zaza that's rolled up. So if you want to come up tonight, if not, if you catch the replay and you hear and you feel disgusted again, then bring your dumb ass over here and I'll give you exactly what you want. Because I guarantee you that'll be the last time you mention my name out your mouth, or I'm gonna embarrass you. And I'm talking about embarrass you internet wide, bro. Not just on this platform. I embarrass your ass internet wide. So keep a king's name out your mouth, bro, unless you address me properly. Goofy ass dude. I don't even understand what your point was. What was you so disgusted about that? I said that you can't worry about what happened 2 million years ago. Okay, well, so let's say you're worried about it. So what have you done based on what you learned 2 million years ago that's affecting today? I'll wait. Now I can tell you what I've done because of my history, my oral history from my direct ancestors that I can trace back for at least the last 200 years. And I can tell you how that affected me because I had a personal relationship with those people. And because of what they did and what they taught me, it shaped me as a man and guided what I did in my life and how I did what I did. So I can tell you and show you direct results of me knowing my ancestors. I ain't got to go back no further than that. Like I said, I'll wait as long as you need me to tell me. And first of all, you don't know who your ancestors are or where they're from. You're relying either on a test, a test by ancestry.com, right? Or you're relying on a book somebody like, Malachi Z. York wrote, or some other nut ass dude that wrote some book and telling you about all kind of crazy shit that they have no idea whether it's true or not. Let's keep it a buck. Anybody writing about something that happened 1 million years ago is speculation. They'll tell you that. Even the people that wrote the books about the ancient Egyptians, they'll tell you that it's largely speculation. So I don't know what you're basing your information on, bro, or why you feel it's so important to know history that's 2 million years old that you don't even know is true or not. I know my history, at least for the last 200 years, is absolutely 100% fact, and it's provable. You can't tell me where one of your ancestors past your great-grandfather is buried, can you? And most of you dudes out here that get on this, this religious spiritual kick, a lot of y'all didn't have fathers. That's why y'all look to babas and master teachers and all these other motherfucking people who are just as uneducated as you to teach you something. But when you have actual real live men in your life that are educated, that are smart, that are worldly, that are traveled, you can get direct knowledge from them. The shit you believe in is something somebody else told you. Period. Everything you believe is something somebody else told you. What I believe is what I was taught directly to me. We can go from there. Like I said, whenever you get ready, bro, I promise you. I could work a double shift that day. I promise you I'll take off some time to come and whoop that ass real quick and embarrass you and humiliate you on a public platform since you chose to call me out that way. I don't know you, dude. I don't have nothing personal against you. I don't hate you. If you was in need of help, you a black man, I would help you off the muscle just because you a black man. Even as ignorant as you are, I would still help you because that's how I'm built. No Egyptians taught me that. No writings on a pyramid wall taught me that. The three men that I told you, the generations I can trace, they taught me that. Not no Pharaoh, not no, Yaqub and Shem and Ham and all these, and the Anunnaki and all, none of them taught me that, bro. And if you think you can communicate with your ancestors, prove it to me. I can communicate with mine. I can prove it to you right online. I can pick up the phone. I can call a 90-some-year-old man, a 70-some-year-old man to tell you, to validate what I say. You can't prove nothing you say. You going by what somebody else told you. You have no idea whether it's true or not. I only believe things that I can prove. Period. So whatever your educational background or whatever your spiritual beliefs are based on, bring them up here. Let's have a conversation, my man. But don't ever come sideways to me like that. You're not built like that. You're not equipped mentally, intellectually to come to me with some pseudo motherfucking science that you believe in, talking about fucking people 2 million years ago. That's goofy to me. That's goofy to me. How can you possibly prove anything that happened 2 million years ago, bro? Not even people who discovered the pyramids can tell you how they got there, how long they've been there, or how long this planet has existed. But I can tell you how long my lineage has existed. I can tell you that factually. I can tell you geographically where I'm from. We all may be from Africa originally at some point, but tell me what part of Africa you're from. Tell me what tribe you're a part of. Huh? Tell me what tribe you're from in Africa and tell me what region, and then tell me how you would be able to go back and prove that. Do they have records of your birth in Africa? 2 million, whenever you were born? Do they have those records and say that this is your bloodline? See, I can do that though. I can go where I was born. And I can tell you every single person who belongs to my tribe, sir, to this day. Dummy. So who's closer to their ancestors, me or you? Yours are 2 million, 5 million years. It could be 10 million because nobody knows how old this planet is. Not even the most schooled scientists in this world. They will tell you it is an educated guess based on the best knowledge that we know right now. So if you base your life on 2 million year old speculation, be my guest. I'm gonna live my life based on what I know and what I was taught, and I'm gonna pass that along. I think that's more effective than studying people that we don't know that we're even related to. What pharaoh were you related to? What dynasty was your family born in? I'm just asking. You saying that shit is so important. Tell me about it then. Speak about it. Or are you going to recite some shit you memorized out of a book that somebody else wrote about it? Or can you tell me firsthand knowledge? See, I can give you firsthand knowledge. You dig? That's the difference between you and I. I can speak on actual facts. All you're speaking on is speculation in somebody else's word. That's what it boils down to. And we got too many cats like you running around in this sector. And that's why a lot of our kids are fucked up. Because of niggas like you, uneducated, silly niggas like you that want to bang on somebody I didn't say anything disrespectful to anybody. All I said was we need to focus on our direct ancestors, our grandmothers, our great-grandparents, those who can pass oral history about our family down. Grand Rising, truly laced. But that's so I don't know what sickened you so much about that. I don't know what upset you so much about me saying that, but please come up and explain. Please come up and explain. Don't talk from the bushes. Don't talk in the comments, because we'll drop that link. We'll drop that link. Trust me. And Tony already told me I have open floor, so you come up, the show is ours, bro. We can take as much time as we need. I'll sit back and let you get your points off. I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm not going to cut you off. I'm not going to do none of that. I'm a grown man. I'm going to be very courteous as long as you courteous. But I can take it wherever you want to take it. And like I said, since you never addressed me via social media first, voice to voice or face to face, however you want to do that, don't come out your mouth disrespecting me, dummy. Because that's where you fucked up. That's letting me know how dumb you are, coming out calling an obviously educated man dumb. So, like I said, man, I can stand on whatever I say. I can stand on whatever I say. I think you a clown. I think your name is clownish. I think your points of view are clownish. Because I don't think you talking about nothing that happened 5 million years ago is going to help our kids today. But I can actually, and matter of fact, when you come up, we'll roll some beautiful being footage and I'll show you video of me helping kids, me mentoring kids. I'll show you a video that goes in a time sequence from a time a child was 9 years old and came to me and I mentored him. And now he's 24 years old and he's successful in his life and he's happy. I can show you that on video. So I can show you what I've done. I can show videos of myself feeding the elderly, caring for the elderly, wiping ass, washing faces, brushing hair. I did that, and I don't have to put that out because I don't look for any credit for that. I do that from my heart. But if you're gonna speak on something, I want you to be able to back up what you say. You talking about the elder? Oh, we got to watch out for our elder. Well, then show me what elderly person's life you've affected. Just one. It could be your grandma. Have her come on and say, you've been there for her, you take care of her, you come over there and make sure she eats and goes to the grocery store for her, and pays bills for her and things like that. It's easy to get up here and talk shit about people. It's super easy. The internet made cowards super brave because 95% of the shit that people say on social media, they would never say to that other person in real life. We all know this. We all know this. But it's not no beef thing. It's not no, but if you speak disrespectfully about a king, I'm going to address your dumb ass. Period. I'm going to address your dumb ass. And that's what it is. So if you have something to say, please come up and I'm going to be very respectful. I'm a very respectful man, period. And if I still saw you tomorrow and you were in need of help, you were in trouble, you were being harmed, I would intervene and help you because that's how I'm cut. But I'm going to still tell you about yourself. I'm going to still tell you about yourself when you out of pocket, when you wrong. So whenever you get ready, come up. The floor is going to be mine and yours, and we'll come to an understanding. We'll get some straightening about this, because that's what I'm about. I'm about solutions. I'm not about arguing with niggas on the internet. I can argue with somebody in real life. I'm about talking to people who are like-minded, who are trying to come up with solutions and come up with answers, not talk about 5 million year old shit, because tell me one thing from 5 million years ago that has helped us today. One. Just tell me one. Okay. But, again, I don't know. And it's easy to, click that button and start a live and start saying, yeah, we gonna, yeah. You didn't really say nothing, bro. You got up basically and validated every point that I made on your live. And I don't watch you. I don't know you. I've never even heard of you, bro. You know who I am, though. So come check for me. I give you some straightening on a lot of stuff, bro. Because I'm not against that. I'm not against that. And if you humble yourself, we can be friends, bro. If not, fuck you like the rest of them. You dig? But you not, if we're not on the same team, then we enemies. You dig? I don't, it don't make me a difference either way because everybody can't go. And I'm tired of playing with niggas like you. I'm tired of playing with niggas like Nature Boy and Pharaoh. I'm tired of playing with you niggas. You niggas ought to be ousted out of our community because y'all niggas are cancerous to our community. You niggas are weird. You niggas are weird. Nobody tells you, nigga. If you believe you're from outer space, nigga, you weird. You're weird. And if anything that you said, that we said in our build, anything you took negative out of that is because you're weird. We didn't say one negative thing. As a matter of fact, that whole build was positive. That's why your goofy ass was in there so long listening. Because if it didn't make sense to you, how did you stay long enough to listen to 30 minutes of conversation or more? At least 30 minutes, because my portion that you was commenting on and made a whole video about, I was talking for 30 minutes about that. Why were you listening so long to something that didn't make sense to you? It did make sense to you. You just didn't say it first. And you know how I know it made sense? Because you used that as your title. You used it in your title. But other than that, listen, I ain't gonna take no more time on you. When you get ready to come over here, bro, and you want to have a meaningful build conversation, whatever, we can do that. I'm with that. But if you don't want to do that, keep my name out your mouth. And if you do put my name in your mouth, put some respect on my name in the Birdman voice. I'm done, Tony.
Ooh, child. Houston, like, what happened? Houston, your name is right in the middle of everything from this morning. What do you mean, what happened?
Houston, let me apologize first of all, because I do see the Christians on the end of your name.
Well,
let me apologize for my
Houston didn't try to. Let me go back there. Houston name is in the middle of everything.
It was right in the middle, wasn't it, Tony? I saw that too. I was just gonna say that you got Houston in my ear.
Right in the middle. It was me. Jackie, boss lady. We was just vibing, and then I wake up because we did the video on one, and then I had to put it over here. So I went in the closet, took me a little nap, and woke up, and then me and him was getting attacked. I'm like, what the fuck? But we're gonna stop this because Houston would like to know what happened. You didn't see what happened? We're gonna show you what happened, Houston. We're gonna show you what happened, Houston, because your name is all up in this chat.
Right. It was this dude, Alien Blood. He was commenting right before and after you.
Okay, exactly.
So
now, thank you, Noel.
But he tried to address me sideways, basically, Houston. That's what it was. He was saying that, he was just saying a bunch of sideways stuff
it wasn't
about
sideways when you make a whole video.
Yeah, he made a video about me in particular and Tony, but he said I made him sick to his stomach.
Can y'all see this? So Houston could see what happened. Now right. Houston name is here, okay? Nobody take care. When you you just mess up. Nobody's gonna take care. Here go Houston. Oh no, Houston did say he went to sleep. Yo, I went to sleep listening and woke up this morning. Y'all still going live. Here go Houston again.
He used to say he was in the shower.
Houston again. Tony Tender. Tony, right? Good morning. Right? But he still sees, even though he's not getting in the middle of this, right? Your name is still in the middle of everything that was popping off between Alien Blood and Zaire. You still in the middle. How do you not know what happened? Oh God! Oh, he said he was in the shower.
Right. That's why I started cracking up.
was asleep. You said you went to sleep. You was in the shower sleeping. No, we just have to address things because we know how these things can get out of proportion. And one thing you don't do is come after somebody's character. That's what's one thing. Well, you can, but we're not going to allow that because we try to be truthful and honest with our people. Me and my co-host. That's one thing we always do. And Jackie, I'm sorry to say, you were part of it too, Jackie, because you was part of the conversation.
Jackie right in the mix. You in it too, Jackie.
Jackie, you in it too, because you're in the mix. So I guess when she said part of stupid people, you were in the mix.
That's so.
Jackie said, "How I getting this?" But Jackie, I don't know. I was napping. We all was sleeping. Me, King Cab was asleep. I was asleep. You was sleeping. Houston was in the shower.
Apparently, they was the only ones up at 8 o'clock in the morning trolling us because I was beyond me. I was like, damn.
Because look at this. I'm gonna go back so Jackie can see her face, right? Look, Jackie.
Jackie said, I just came up here. What is I talking about?
See, Jackie, there you go, right? This sound is some stupid people. Oh, like,
wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
You fell asleep in the bath? Oh my God. All I know, I was napping. The video was playing. So I guess he heard what he heard, and then she heard what she heard. But I'm like, we
how did they still get what they thought out of what we said? Because I had to play it back to listen myself. Like,
yeah, me too.
And I'm like, what did I say? And that's why I was like, what? You were?
Oh yeah, boss lady, you're stupid people too. Me, you, Jack, and Kev, we're stupid people. That you too, boss lady.
You boss lady was already asleep on his ass. She wasn't paying no attention to them. She was like, hell with them.
Boss lady said, I'm asleep now.
I was trying to this morning. I was trying to comment, but I couldn't comment. I was
no.
Yeah, because it wasn't live. It was a replay.
No, remember, we're not live. It just plays.
I know.
When it's on this channel.
Hard way.
Right, but you didn't realize till you tried to comment, huh, boss lady?
Right.
I'm gonna start doing that too, Houston. I'm gonna quit taking showers. I'm gonna run a tub full of water and lay back in there and go to sleep.
Now he fell asleep in the bath.
He said he fell asleep in that tub. I'm running me some bath water this morning. I'm finna lay back.
What happened? What do you mean? What happened? Your name is in the middle of everything. Your name in the middle of everything. What do you mean? What happened?
But you know what? What I love about us,
he got out of that real quick.
What I love about us is we take all this shit in stride. We do not take this shit too seriously. We can stand on what we say and we for real about what we saying. But at the same time, we not caught up in these people's emotions and their feelings. And you know, if I made you sick, oh well, you sick. So what?
I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I hope you feel better. I'll send you some Tums or something. I don't know which. Okay. You know, these people is crazy.
Oh, here he go. Nah, real talk. Sometimes I just let it play the social point. We'd be on for a long time, so I can understand that. I'll fall asleep, go to shower, cook, then I come back or wake up trying to catch up. My bad, y'all. But you was up when you was typing, damn it. You was up then. Unless you was sleep typing.
I be doing all kind of stuff too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's the only reason I don't cam up. I be back here ironing. I be putting lunch bags together. I be doing all kind of stuff.
Including me. How many times you like, oh, okay, she'll be back. You know, we all do.
Right.
We all do because it goes on. That's what makes it go on so long because sometimes it be running, and we all stop and we do something, we come on back, and that's down to me. How many y'all gonna have to hold us down? And then next thing you know, I start starting the dinner and stuff. I gotta feed the little boy. Then I'll come back. Okay, let it cook. Okay, let me go turn it real quick. You know what we all do, but we do know for a fact his ass was up when he was typing, and I know he seen them comments. You didn't.
Look, you was the only thing that was putting a break in between all their comments. Look, he didn't comment back to back. Houston to break it up. And then old girl would go for about 4 or 5 comments.
Thank you, Houston, because you did break it up.
Oh man.
Thank you for popping in when you did, because you gotta get that CBC.
You gotta get it. You gotta get it, Houston.
Bubble bath.
You gotta get it. I'm telling you, it's straight from Jesus. It make hey, listen, that CBD.
I got it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to get that way. I'm gonna have to feel like Houston.
I'm telling you, Houston got me on some different type of time. Now I'm not taking no more shot. I'm finna run a tub full of water, scalding hot. I'm finna put some. I'm finna put some black seed oil and some CBD bubble bath in there, and I'm finna sit back in that tub and chill. I might be on the live. Listen, next time he come up there, I might be in the tub. I'm gonna do like Marvin Gaye. I'm gonna be in the tub, laying down, talking to this dude. Oh man, we have fun over here. That's why I love this chat. I love this chat.
About what happened? You know what?
Talk about what happened. You in the mix. I'm finna hit you up, tell you what the hell was going on. What was y'all talking about?
No, hell no.
Look,
I don't know what stuff. I was in the shower. Damn it.
I'm thinking Houston co-signed until you blew it up, and I read it because I'm thinking, he got a long comment. Then I see Houston. I'm thinking Houston like, yep, I hear you. You sure right. I'm looking like, damn.
Like I just
that was the only thing breaking.
And then he said, well, hold up, Tony. But it doesn't take away. He still was in the middle. That's what make it look so bad. He in the middle of both of them.
Making Houston look messy. Houston, they said, right in the middle. These people is crazy. Then they be the screenshotting and sent it to us like you was in the mix too. Like, look, Houston ain't right there. They love screenshotting shit too. Oh man, we be having too much fun.
I was in the CBC bath, damn it.
Hey, I'm telling you.
I was typing. My body was nice and relaxed and kind of high from my joints were high, and my fingers was typing. I didn't even read it. I didn't read shit. I was just typing. I didn't read nothing.
Boy, it was just too funny, man. Oh man, that's why I love it over here, man. We have fun over here.
Oh God,
we have fun for real over here. We can talk about anything. We can talk about everything. I love it over here. That's why I say I be welcoming people. Come on over. And people be thinking like, and this is not no drama channel. We don't be over here cussing people out and all that. The people that we run off this channel is because they come up here talking crazy and we'll hit them with facts and they have nothing else to say, so they'll just drop off the panel like that. We don't even be rude to them. That's that's what I love about this channel, because when you have facts on your side, you argue the facts. If you got the truth on your side, you argue the truth. If you don't have either, you just pound on the table and scream.
And it's crazy.
That's what these people be doing.
First I saw what he said, I'm like, and I didn't even see. Matter of fact, I never saw the comments. It's crazy. I didn't see the comments, right? Because when I woke up, it was past the comments. I woke up when it got to her comments, because you notice right after her comments, oh, he was hacked. I was hacked.
Right. That's what we gonna say. Look, I got hacked. That wasn't me, bro. I got it. And I'm sticking to it. Oh man.
And then I see Mama, hold up, you need to take care of. Wait, whoa. I'm up. So then right after I finished that, so then I said, okay, that's done. I just want to let people know that because I don't know what else. I mean, of course I know what else because nobody could say nothing. All they could do was type. And Houston's entertaining them, right? Just by stopping the mess. Houston's in the middle of all this shit, right?
Entertaining them and shit.
Right.
Ah, shit.
Becky said, how did I get in this bullshit? We all minding our business since having a regular old, and we was talking about jump. I'm like, how do you not get the jumping jacks? How do you not get the local? Secure your IG pages from someone hacked me while I was on it.
Oh, wow.
Text you to sign in. Forgot to inbox you that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, truly, because it's that 2-step verification thing. Because when I was just doing some changes to my YouTube channel, they was telling me make sure I add that extra security feature. I just didn't do it, but yeah, I got
do that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you skip all of that? Maybe because you wasn't born back then, so if you was close to your ancestors, you would have known about them games and stuff, right?
Thank you. You were all about that. That's why I said.
How did you skip past all of that and just come to the point of what he said containing you and what she said containing me? And I'm like, what?
You know what I equated to, Sugar? It's like people that listen to a song and you go, damn, did you hear that? And they go, nah, I just like the beat. They can't tell you one word to the song. They just say they just like the beat.
But
that's what it is.
But
they like the vibes over here. Yeah, they like the vibes, but they're not paying attention. You get what I'm saying? Because there's no way that they could have gotten what they said out of what we were talking about and what we said. I don't know how in the world this dude said that we don't honor the elderly. Wasn't I just talking about my grandfather and my great-grandfather and how precious they were to me?
Because we was going down old school lane. That's why I said, how did you not hear that's
he
why I left in his
himself.
comment. That's why I left in his comment. That's how I know you don't be watching my videos.
I saw that. I think that was the second comment. No, that was the first comment you left.
Yeah.
He got a total of 4 comments. 3 were from you and 1 was from me. He has 3 subscribers and he had 2 views.
Well, and then
who are you reaching?
Y'all gotta stop downloading. Oh, you already in enough trouble, Christian. You want some more? That's why your ass was asleep yesterday and you woke up in the middle of a bunch of bullshit.
You know what? And I'm glad you just said that, Houston. And you peep game too. Next time we on the other channel, Sugar. Watch. Every time the little porn sites pop up, it be right after Houston. Every time. Look back in the chat today. I've
never seen it.
I always do on the replay. Every time Houston comment, I just thought that to myself, like maybe the Christian is what triggered the nasty people. So every time they see Houston, here come the nasty pages. You know, I'd be like, damn, is it the Christian part that's triggering them or something?
Y'all know I'm sipping on my grapefruit juice. Y'all gotta warn me when y'all coming with a joke. I almost choked and spit it out at the same time.
I swear.
It was going to go down and up at the same time.
You remember that time I asked you, I said, is Houston an op? Because like I said, every time Houston would come in, here come the nasty. Fuck for free and nastygirls.com and all. I'd be like, damn.
Well, it ain't come up yet. Shh. But
my bad. But no.
Houston probably waiting for later. Being that we found out, right?
I be watching everything. You know, truly, I'm a Pisces, so you know, I come on. I be peeping everything.
Yeah. So
everything.
Then after that, after I had to vindicate myself, then I went back to sleep. I still ain't seen Kevin's yet, right? I didn't see it. Then when I said, let me go back. Now I went to sleep. So then when I woke up, as soon as I cut it on, that's the video that I see. So I'm thinking, you know, I support him. I said, I support him because he's trying to grow his channel and everything. And then And then as I'm listening to it, I'm like, you talking about my, oh shit, no, you didn't. You talking
Right.
about my video? And talking about
And that's just what I said earlier. You support everybody. How dare you come for Tony? How dare you, dog? I'm gonna tear you a new one, bro. You tripping. The first thing she said she support everybody. Everybody. And you didn't even have enough respect to say, hey, I got a kind of like a disagreement on what y'all was speaking about. Can I come up and kind of, that's how you handle stuff. You don't come up start talking crazy about people who was supporting you, just not even knowing who you were. Not even knowing who you were. Or even if, she knew who you were, but I'm saying me not knowing who you were, I would have supported you off the muscle because you was a brother. And Tony said, yeah, he's a new channel. He's trying to grow his channel. I'm going to support him. So I would, and then I hear this and I'm like, wait a minute. This the same dude? This the same dude. Okay.
I was like, what? I was like, I woke back. First I woke up to me being talked about, went to sleep, woke back up. I seen the video. And at first I'm listening to it until he said the word talking about my grandfather. My grandfather, I'm like, oh shit, no, he did not put Kev in this.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's fucked up. I said, that's fucked up.
I ain't gonna start none, but I'll beat your ass if you do.
Oh God.
I'm just saying. And they be losing me though. Like, just like when that chick come up and say, you exploit women. And I'm thinking, I'm not finna have no conversation with this lady. This lady crazy. She can't possibly be saying, she can't. If anybody actually listens to your channels, any of them, Tony, if they listen to any of your channels, they would know automatically what you're about. True. Automatically. They would know what we're all about.
That's what I thought Houston was going to have my back and shit, being that he was in the middle of it, right?
I was waiting on, look, I'm scrolling back through the replay waiting for Houston to say, hold on now, watch our mouth about them, but Houston ain't said nothing. Houston ain't there in the bubble bath.
Nothing.
It was in the, hey.
He said, hey, man, what have I done?
I didn't know this. This social media is something else, man.
Yes, I didn't know it was, because what we don't do on here, especially we people, we all have either each other's Instagram or email, or we can say we know somebody who can say you got his Instagram or email, because if you want to debate, that was fine. We didn't have no problem with that. Now, now that I see, okay, a debate coming. All you had to do is hit me up and say, yo, I want to debate. But you don't do a whole video like that.
Yeah, the comments was fine. Hey, set up the debate. Fire emojis. That's fire. But then you make a whole video and then you talking about my granddaddy and my great granddaddy. Come on, man. You can't do that. I gotta thrash you now, just on principle, bro. I'm gonna show you how much I support old people.
Don't say, well, you want to find out more, like, subscribe, and use them what I did. Use them. That's your fault, Kevin.
Instead of just asking him, could he use
went down the wrong throat. It's your fault.
He should have just said, Tony, you mind if I use your video? I'm gonna put commentary on it, but I like the build y'all had, and I kind of disagree, so I want to, give my take on it.
He could have did a lot of things because I take people's video. But my thing is, if he wanted to debate, all you had to do was say, "Yo, talk." Me and him need to debate, but you don't take it over there, and then we could have debated on your channel where you could have pulled more people.
That exactly. Invite me up. Invite me up. I'll give it to you over here or over there. It don't matter. But I don't want to talk to two people. You literally got two people that sub to you, bro. I don't want to talk to two people. Come on over here. You'll get exposure. So you'll get some people over on your channel, hopefully.
But some people like and subscribe when it's coming from what you got from over here. Don't use what we say for you to get subscribed. But like I said, if the debate, if y'all want to still debate, because like I said, I'm not in that. I'm in that because it was my video, and us four is just talking regular, like
regular. That's why I was
No.
like, what?
And we were just talking about our forefathers, which we have every right to do.
And this dude makes a whole video to disrespect us. I'm like, and then and literally personally was talking about me. Oh well, I ain't gonna say my name. It's King Kev, nigga. It's King Kev.
Oh,
Remember that. Straight up. I'm like I said, that's why I got my face up there. I ain't got no cartoon emoji. I want you to see who I am. And you could talk to me and you'll find out how I am. That's it. All you had to do was come over. And just like you do, you in the bushes, you watching, drop a comment. Drop a comment. Hey, let me come up. Cool.
And then I'm gonna take it easy on you because I know you're going through some stuff with your grandma, which you should be getting all the information, or if you don't have it, or get information out of her. But for the people who just came in, here we go. Because it's short.
Check in.
I was up to 8 views now.
Start this up, man.
You done played it twice though.
No, it doesn't. The view don't go up.
Conversation today and it
oh,
made me
okay.
sick. I'm sick and tired of African Americans. I'm sick and tired of y'all because in my mind,
here we go, Houston.
You seek too much validation. You want too much confirmation. You niggas are beneath your own selves.
Beneath. Ooh. You niggas.
I'm going straight in.
Well, come on in.
You know, I heard a conversation today and this man was just basically saying, you know, I go to the roots of my family and that's all I need to look at. And, you know, when I go to my heritage, like when I go to my background with my forefathers, you know, where they was buried at, where they signed certain affidavits and, you know, they built certain houses. I said, that's cool, you know, that's respectable. You would want someone to, you know, follow their family's history. That's cool. But to say that's all you need to look at, you see.
No, what you see, what you didn't see, or what you didn't understand, he was saying, he wasn't just, first of all, let me help him out here. Okay, it's him, his father, and his grandfather, right? So they still living. That's like 200 years of history, right? From how old is your grandfather, Kev?
98.
So that's right there is 98 years of history. So once they go to their land and see the people in the burial, that's another 100 to 200 years. So that's 300 years. What you didn't understand, that's 300 years.
Exactly.
Together. Because there's other people that was born there. So they could say, hey, the grandfather now would say, well, this was my brother, blah, blah, blah. This is what he did back in the time. And this my sister, blah, blah, blah. This is what she was doing at her time. You know, but this one was to pick cotton, and she was one that was in the house. So now we get now he's getting full hand of things that happened over 150 to 200 years ago.
Thank you. That was exactly my point.
So how many people can say that? They can literally, you got 80 something years with you right now.
Right.
And then when you go to the burial ground and basically you said, and basically all of that was to say, I'm going to take my kids there to see that. That was what that was about. So now our kids can see our history. But he says, I am older than 400 years, and I okay. Then you
How?
go get your rat. Hey,
Right.
I
Show
people,
me.
a lot of people say these things, but and I said earlier, when you look at things that have happened, especially when you promote, they took the woman out the house. When you promote, this happened in the 60s, and I showed you it did not. When you promoted that the marriages went up in the 60s, and I showed you it went down in the 60s. It went up in the 50s, down in the 60s, then back up in the 70s. And they was like, no, he was like, no, 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 no. But I'm like, it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Read it. Right?
Right.
So, but either way, things still took place to whereas how do you not? That's just like I'm not gonna kiss grandma because I have to kiss the one from 400 years ago. Instead of saying thank you, because regardless of our even our DNA is out there somewhere. That DNA helped us be birthed because everybody was fucking. But that DNA has nothing to do with our culture.
Right.
Our culture is right here. Our culture is giving your grandmother, grandfather, uncle, whatever, giving them a kiss and giving them their thanks for for what they contribute to our well-being, you know. And every time I say to somebody, when I say it's 1963, what happened? Nobody doesn't know this. When I say what happened this year, nobody doesn't know that. Nobody don't know how. Like nobody.
So how you gonna learn something from 1,000,000 years ago and you don't know shit that happened 60 or 70 years ago?
Right, and then a lot of people know. Like I tell, I'll go with somebody. I don't know if the boss lady, I don't know if she was here or not. And I had to let them know when Hollywood started. No, this is when no, that's not when it started. The first film was made. No, this is when they made California a state.
Right.
You know, and then this how that was ran in California. Each region here had their own suffering and their own fighting after we came on out of the South. So until you got what came out the South down pat and where the people went down pat and what happened.
Exactly.
That's now after you come across all of that, because some of these people are still living or their grandkids are still living. But when we watch like baseball shows and basketball shows and they giving thanks, they give thanks, they do. Some people may have passed away or whatever, and they may give it to like their daughter or their grandkids or whatever, but they honor the people who played the game, not the people 200 years ago who played the game,
who invented it. Right.
Like all of them honor the people that meant something to them or to the sport as late as they can go. But here, you don't see where the people. What's that tall guy name? That Russian guy name?
Was in the Rocky movie?
No, he could have been, but I don't know.
Tall Russian guy.
He played basketball.
Vladi Divac?
No.
He plays now?
No, he retired. Dvorsky, Vladimir? No.
Vladi Divac.
Well, that
play for the Lakers.
That could pick anybody. But what I'm saying is, you don't see them say, well, you know what? Stop. I got to bring in my people from my ancestors from my country, because this is where I know they're gonna go by the people that helped them here, even though they wasn't born here. Now you would think that they could bring up their grandmother and grandfather and great grandfather, but you have never seen that done in no fucking NBA or NBA or
and let me ask you this
or anything.
And let me ask you, How or well, I would ask them, how is it that all of y'all be talking about you communicate with your ancestors, from 2 million years ago, but you can't even relate to your ancestors from the 60s?
That's my biggest
Make that make sense to me. You never met those people. You don't even know if they even existed for real. But you say you can tap into the spirits of your ancestors, but you can't even tap into your grandma or your great grandfather. Man, get out of here.
Or people in that age bracket.
But let me break it down on a simple level. You know what made me start thinking about, again, when we talk about ancestry, those that I can connect to. So, of course, you asking those questions. So I'm asking my great grandfather, who's almost 100 years old.
Oh, amen.
Now I asked him, where was your father from? Before, where did we come from when we landed on the island of Barbados? He said, I don't know. They sold my mother and father off when I was 4 years old. I don't know. So we start in Barbados. He don't know. And he was the closest one to that generation before him that got shipped over to the island of Barbados. He has no idea. He can't tell you where he can tell you where he started and where he grew up and where his life started and where my father was born and you get what I'm saying? So again, I'm attaching to what I know. If he doesn't know where he came from prior to that, then how can I attach myself to those people? I have no what is my connection to them?
Mm-hmm. But
not to say that I'm disregarding them, but what I'm saying is I can't tap into their spirit. I can tap into my great grandfather's spirit. I can tap into where he was born, the soil where he grew up at. I can go back and see where my father was born, who wasn't born in this country, but I can go back and I can see his name, when he was born, the time he was born, my mother and my father's name, where they were delivered, the midwife that delivered him. All of those things are records. They're kept to this day. So I have direct written and oral history for at least 200 years. You can't say the same, but you want to tell me you tapping into the Anunnakis from 5 million years ago.
And I like to say, another thing. Yes, we know a lot of people been baked, but that doesn't take away. Well, if I was baked, you still raised me, and this is still your history that you giving to me. You didn't, even if it's a lot of people have been baked, but that ain't got nothing to do with the people who raised you. This person,
and again,
they're telling me their stories. I mean, who cares if we got to say that they raised me?
I'm not a colorist, but I'm saying again, this shows you how idiotic he's talking about. Well, how do you know that they weren't victims of bait? Well, how do you know that your people wasn't? Because you're of a lighter skin complexion, which means you have a lot more European blood in your body.
How do he know? He's going back 2,400.
Thank you. There's no way to know. So that's his whole argument is idiotic. If I can talk to a man that's 100 years old, I have 100 years of history. Do you? Do you have 100 years of history in your? You don't. You probably don't. I don't know, but I'm just saying you wouldn't talk like that if you did. See, if you were raised and you didn't have a father in the home, or you didn't have a grandfather, you don't feel connected to your direct ancestry. That's why you got to revert back 5 million years.
That's true.
Because you have no connection to anything that's current in your life for as far as you can remember and your parents can remember. You don't have that connection because you don't have a connection with them. But if you have a connection that you can see written down, and you can also have a conversation with someone who's almost 100 years old and tell you before there were anything, televisions, radios, phones, anything, so that's valuable information. Something that happened to some people that may have been here 5 million years ago. What does that have to do with me? How is that going to help my life today?
Yeah, help get us here, but that's about it.
Right. And I acknowledge that. But I'm saying I'm not spending my time trying to research something from 5 million years ago. I'm going to research my own family who's right here on Earth.
Well, some people, and it's sad, but for my way, I had to do it because all my grandparents died early. So, and then what people don't understand I'm not putting this on nobody. You're gonna wish you got that education while they was here. You're gonna wish that you was not. You're gonna see what education means the most when they're not here anymore. Cause damn,
Right.
before they passed away, you know how many questions I
Right.
I never got a chance to ask my grandmother while she was here. When the minute
Right.
she was left, I had a million questions.
Right.
I had a million questions.
That's why I said like it's so valuable. Let me just give you a real quick small example. Like I was saying the other day, when you're a child and you're being raised by your parents, you just look at them like your parents. You know what I mean? You don't look at them even like as far as like personality wise. Or I know I didn't. I just they were my parents. You know what I mean? And so, but when I got older and I started talking to my grandmother and my great grandmother said, you know, when Sarah came, that's my mother's name. When she came home from the hospital, she said, you know, that girl wouldn't even go to my grandmother. She wouldn't even go to her. She would stay up under me. But to make a long story short, she said, your mother was a very shy, introverted person. It took her a very long time to come out of her shell. So just her saying that to me, I used to think my mother was like real strict, strictly business-like. Like, I mean, she's a very loving lady, but she was very just business. She's a Scorpio, very, she's a Scorpio. So I just thought,
Mm-hmm.
man, but then I found when my great grandmother told me that, I was like, that
Mm-hmm.
explains a lot because my mother wasn't, she wouldn't baby us. So as a kid, I took that as, man, why she being mean? Why she's not like, you picture in your head, I guess your mother be like, oh, my baby hurt themselves. My mother wasn't like that. She, Caribbean people are different. They, we have to be strong in a whole different way. That's another story.
Caribbean
But
people and Southern people. But see,
exactly.
I
And
had a
and
taste
so,
of both worlds, so I know.
but till I understood where they grew up and how they grew up, and that
Right.
they picked cotton and that they didn't wear shoes to school for a period of time, like really, like I was like, okay, now I understand so much more. So that verbal history was able to not only give me stories from my past and from my family and from my family's life prior to me, it also explained my mother and my father to me because their parents and their grandparents were able to tell me about them as children. Do you know how valuable that was for me to go, wow, and so now my children, I said, listen, we taking a trip. Where we going? You remember Pop's dad? No, y'all don't remember him, but the pictures I showed y'all, right? We're gonna go where they were born. Straight up, Pop, you for real? Yeah. We pull up, the whole entire village is out to greet us coming in. Because everybody knows my father and my grandpa, and like I said, I have 16 aunts and uncles. So they all grew up there. My dad is the oldest. His baby sister is a month older than me. So all of them except her were born there. So you gotta imagine now you have a whole set of people who are now in their 60s and 70s that are telling me stories about a whole different country, about a whole different period of time. And I can relate to that more than I can relate to the Egyptians. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying
Right.
that
Yeah,
that's where we came from,
mhm.
but you don't know how valuable it is
Yes, because like
to
I said,
have that
just like
lineage.
Truly said, I lost all my grandparents early. Three passed away in 1 year. My grandfather Ben was passed. My grandmother passed. 4 months later, my grandfather passed. The next day, my other grandmother passed. So I
Wow.
lost three of them. So I all to have, but my thing is I'm so young, and it's like the minute when my grandmother passed, my mother's mother passed. The minute she passed, I had 1,001 questions for her.
Right.
The minute. So if people are able to get that, some people cannot. So what I had to do, and this is what got me into what I do now. I start going back to them days and times you know, and I asked my mother a lot of questions, but it's like the minute she caught dementia, and now
Right.
it's going up to, I'm like, damn, I should have asked her more questions because
Right.
she's the eldest. So it's a lot.
Exactly.
All she is the glue to a lot of missing pieces. See, we don't
Exactly.
even have our own family in order. How many people have their own family in order, or and some cannot? So if when I could not, so I had to start watching videos and seeing what went through, what was people going through at that day and time, because technically they at that point they were living.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
that's why you always see me put on shows like that. And then sometimes, even though we all know about the Tuskegee experiment, but it was different when we watched it. It was
Yeah,
different
it was.
when I said to people, now because of that, what happened, a lot of people is not equating that with autism. A lot of people is not
Right.
equating that with kids born with black kids born with what you call it on their skin, eczema and all that other stuff.
Right.
Like
Right.
but if we don't start, like if you can't tell me about the Tuskegee, yeah, you could tell me about it, but you will have to see, because a lot of things, if you seen how the babies was born, which they claim it couldn't get passed on, but yes, it did get passed on as an STD.
Right. It did. It
And
actually.
then a lot of babies was born with it, but now you were figuring, okay, but they never got cured for it because it's supposed to
Right.
went away. So now we know why they say, well, some kids were born autistic, some was born, crazy, some was born because that stuff messed with your head.
Exactly.
But now
It does something to your central nervous system,
Right.
your brain.
Mhm.
That's why a lot of black men were dealing with sterility, being sterile in the 70s,
Right,
because
right.
in the 80s, as a result of the long-term effects. Because you got to remember, all those men they infected with syphilis, they didn't treat any of them. So
Right.
their partners were
Until-
infected, and so on and so forth.
Right. So if we can't, that's how we'll be able to fix what's going on today, not coming from back
Exactly.
then. At least we can say, okay, the same way people say the immunization shots play a lot. TB played a lot. Syphilis played a lot. A lot of little things played a lot. These things we need to know. So now we know why some kids are slow, why some kids, how we say that child mind ain't right. How many times people said that? Not thinking that came, because you gotta remember, people done had kids and stuff since then.
Exactly.
And they passed them genes down.
Those people.
Wouldn't you want to know if your uncle such and such had syphilis, or part of the syphilis, or a child
was part of that experiment? Exactly. Wouldn't you want to know that? That's part of your, and that's exactly what I'm saying about connecting to our direct lineage. If you talk about you can't talk about the Tuskegee experiment. You'll skip all the way past that and go back 1,000 years. What sense would that make? We can start dealing with why we have some of the learning disabilities that some of our kids, even like, because you got to remember the Tuskegee experiment, a lot of our parents were the ages and grandparents were the ages of those people that were being, so that's our direct lineage. That's our parents and us. So, you know what I mean? So you have to look at it like that. And Truly said her family started recording her father's mother. That's a great idea. If you have an elder like that, a lot of times, and even with my great grandmother, right before she passed, she got dementia. But it's amazing because certain things would trigger her memory, and she would talk about things when she was 12 years old and my great grandfather was 14, and they met. And out of nowhere, we would just be having a conversation, kind of talking, and she's just sitting there and we're talking amongst each other. And then she'll start talking about when she met my grandfather and she couldn't go to school, and he would go to school, but he would come home and he would teach her what he learned that day. That's how she learned how to read and write. Girls couldn't go to school. I didn't know it, but for her to actually say that out of her, I was like, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah. Lewis taught me how to read and write. He taught me how to drive." She didn't drive a car until she was 57 years old, 58 years old.
Wow.
Had never ever driven a car. She didn't.
That's,
She
that's
had never.
crazy. My mother never got holes in her ear because they didn't get holes in their ears back then.
Exactly.
It's like
It's so
look,
much stuff. Yeah, like that. So much, so many little nuggets that you just pick up. And I'm telling you, like, those are the things that's why I think the way that I think, because I know who I am, because I know those people. And I said, if I'm less than great, I would be disappointed. Everything that they did and laid out before me, they laid this out so that I could be great. They were limited in what they could do and what they could become because of the times we lived in. But they laid a blueprint. They gave me the information, and they gave me the love and the guidance. And I feel like if I wasn't doing what I was doing and speaking the way that I speak, I would be doing a disservice to them. Just like I said, you gotta. A lot of people think when they think about the civil rights movement, they don't know that those were elementary school kids who were going to jail.
No, we ain't gonna even give that away.
Yeah, no.
I like to keep that saved for when people try to say something to me. I like to keep that saved. Unless you watch the show What Happened in 1963.
Yeah. And that's why I said and that's a thing too. You got to think about it. When these fathers are not present in the home, you take away that generational lineage. Because if your child's father's not in his life, then there's a pretty good chance that his father's father is not in his life either. You've just lost 2 generations of history right there. You just lost 2 generations of history. And that's what we don't look at. That's what we don't look at. We sitting here talking about Egypt, and here's a kid that doesn't even know his father or doesn't have a relationship with his father and knows nothing about his father's father.
I mean, we're not saying that he don't, but
not him. I'm just saying general black kids. That's a big problem.
What I will say, forgot what I was going to say, but say something again, Kevin. You know how that goes.
I'll go back and I'll remind you. But I was talking about how kids, their father not being in their life, and then their father may not possibly being in their life. So you lost 2 generations of history. That's why this is important and not Egypt.
That didn't help me bring back what I was going to say.
It usually do.
That's what it said.
If I go back a sentence or 2, I usually jog your memory, but
I know. Okay, maybe I was reading something that somebody said. Maybe it was truly. I don't know.
Well, right before that, I said you told me not to. You gonna save what happened in 1963. Was you gonna say something in reference?
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm gonna say something else. Why this is important because why these people are still living. Nobody bothered to, like, we have to watch this on a documentary. It's not in books. Why is these are not in books, but that other stuff is in books, right?
Exactly.
We never sought them out to say the word thank you. And I was saying this earlier.
Right.
Like if you find them, you find out what happened or whatever. Okay, you can't say nothing to them. What you're gonna do is look at a bunch of dirt. But these people are still living. And we never say, you know what, where these kids at? If we're gonna take a trip down there to Tulsa and find out who these people are. I just want to say thank you or send them a note and say they still living. There's some of them still living now.
Exactly. They did a whole documentary. They had several people that were survivors of the Tuskegee experiment that are still alive. One man had he had that gigantic whole side of his head was missing. Did you see that? Yep.
Yes.
And these people are living. How come we don't go to them, and how come we don't know these people's names like we know Michael Jordan or whoever? Why don't we know these people? These people
or Horace and no, not even
Michael Horace and all
Horace and Osiris and we know all of their names, but we don't know the people name who changed our
lives. They changed our lives. I can't necessarily say that the Egyptians changed our life because after we were kings, allegedly, then we were slaves. So I can say though that those people who endured what they endured during the 50s and the 60s, they changed my life. They changed all of our lives
At
as we
least,
know it today.
at least that's what I was going to say. We don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. There's nothing wrong with finding out if you want to go further. But my thing is, at least I can say I've done everything that I can do here with the people, or at least try to do, or maybe get
Right.
together and say, well, like especially like the people. We look how bad these Muslim people who went to war and the rail talesmen and all of them. We see them, we walk right by them. We don't even tell them thank you. But we're praising a fake ass Horace and wearing unks and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And talking about what this mean and what that mean. But we walk by somebody who done had to fight to go into the army, had to fight to drive the plane. They saved up everybody, and then saved up
the whole war,
and then come back as lower class citizens. Exactly. And then we talking about bums on the street. You don't know what their problem is.
Yeah, that's what I be talking about. That's why I said these people, they just get. That's why I hate the whole quote unquote conscious sector, because it's almost like everybody. And I said that at the beginning of what I said, and you can go back on the replay. I said in the very beginning, there's nothing wrong with learning about Egyptology. There's nothing wrong about learning history. There's nothing wrong with information. Nothing wrong with learning that.
Right.
And I specifically said that. I said, however, what's more relevant to us, in my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion. I said, in my opinion, I think it's more useful for us to look at our direct ancestors as opposed to looking at our ancestors from 5 million years ago. So I don't know how that's misinterpreted by anybody, unless again, you're not processing information the right way, because I said there's absolutely nothing wrong with, and I don't knock people who learn that. I just said I'm not going to spend my time doing that. My history is going to come from people that I can reach out to, or that left, written documentation about certain things from their personal experience. That's here before I was.
So bad, Cap. I was going to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because they gave us the books in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the minute I found out the motherfuckers wasn't real, I closed that damn book, right? I said, I guess I'm failing this class, right? This would be a class that would be fair. And I'm serious. I couldn't wait, because I'm thinking these are real people. Thought some mythology, whatever the hell it is. Book. And they had a whole big old book on it. Like, what the?
All of them are mythological characters. All of them were made up at different periods in history.
My brain cells on this shit. I mean, that's even down to dinosaurs. I mean, like find out why you don't want to find out. Find out like what happened to the dinosaur. I don't even believe in it, because I don't believe a whole entire species could be gone. And I could see if it was just dinosaurs, but you had dinosaurs that was flying. You had all different types.
Every species of dinosaurs died off.
The whole entire species just died.
Even the ones, they had the reptilian looking ones that were aquatic. They were in the water. But they looked just like they just had shorter legs that turned into fins, because they supposedly had evolved over time to where their legs turned into fins. So they had dozens of species, and they all got wiped out.
And
how did all the other animal life survive except the dinosaurs? Because we still got fish.
How did even land supply? How do we still got freaking rats that's been around from the beginning of time? Rats has been around from the beginning of time. We still got fucking rats today.
How did they survive and the dinosaurs didn't? How did all the other animals survive or regenerate themselves? But yeah, that's why I said we spend so much time learning about stuff that we know are fairy tales and fables and parables, and and they'll tell you, oh well, no, this didn't actually happen. It's just a parable. Well, then why are you living your life by a fucking made up story, a parable? What instead of what you really know and what you can really, physically observe and touch and change. You're talking about, that this story is a parable, which means it's a fable, a fairy tale, a made up story. So then why are you basing your life on that? Oh, because it's just giving an example. Okay, well, what about a real life example? All you have to
Then they'll name their kids after you, like
exactly.
This, right? What your name?
What nature not do? What nature not do? Oh, he got a son, Osiris. He got
and young Pharaoh's son is Heru, and I'm like,
hey, exactly.
And then they think that they supposed to possess the power of them, but I'm like, they didn't have power because they wasn't real. Well, anyway.
Exactly. That's why I start bugging out when they say, "Oh, I'm tapping into the spirit of my ancestors," or I'm tapping. Wait a minute. You're naming your children after made up mythological people. First of all, okay, cool. So how are you tapping into the power of someone that didn't even exist, that's made up, that you admit that's made up? So I don't get that. What power are you saying? He got the eye of horse tattooed on his face. And that idiot Pharaoh got it tattooed on his face.
And then the craziest part is, even if they were true, you're not Greek.
Thank you, because you always claiming Africa. So now you naming your kids after Greek mythological characters. See, these dudes is confused, man. They get mad when you speak facts, but how can you be so pro-black, so you tapping into the ancestors, the aliens are abducting you, doing so? You're the smartest man on the planet, but you name your kid after Greeks were white now. Let's not get that mistaken. They're European. So these are the people who are the devils, but you give your son a devil name. But you're conscious. Man, if y'all don't get out of here with that, man. These dudes, like I said, that's why this whole community.
Then they hit you with, what's the crap they hit you with? Well, some crap they hit you with, I've heard on Sonetta and them shows. Well, I forgot the bullshit, but I'm gonna bring it back to reality. Even again, if all of that, what you say is true, like a lot of people go to school, they pay a lot of money for the wrong section of Africa, right? And then you got, like you said, show me what tribe. Even if you do a DNA test, that doesn't help you. But it's not going to help you because we want to acknowledge a bunch of people so bad that do not want to acknowledge us.
But let me make a very important point about that as well. Okay. This is what people don't realize about Ancestry DNA and all these other DNA, sites that do they can only tell you biologically what your racial construction is made of. That still doesn't tell you where you're from. You can be 90% African. That doesn't mean you were born in Africa. That just means your parents are African. You understand what I'm saying? If you come back and say I'm 37% sub-Saharan African and 20% this and 7% that, okay, so does that still mean that originally we're all from there? But I'm just trying to tell you, how does that tell me what tribe I'm from, what region in that country that I lived in, or how long ago it was that my people lived there, and what was their process in migration? Where did they go each step? That doesn't tell you any of that.
My thing with that is this. Let's just say it was true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was true, and we are from Africa, and our ancestors are from there, so why, when it came here, why didn't they just tell us about Africa? Why do we have to look in a book when they got here? Why they didn't say when we went to get our hair done from there, or when we were speaking to? No, they separated.
Right.
They separated from us. Wouldn't that? I mean, if they know that we don't know where we came from, but we know it's a place from Africa. It doesn't matter what part you from. We
But
don't
see,
know. We don't know. So we
and that
learned
goes back, right.
So you could have said, hey, well, let me tell you a little bit about Africa. They have never sat us down.
But that goes back to what I said about being disconnected. That's why we got to connect to our direct lineage, because we're so far removed from them as far as whenever our ancestors were brought over here, they can't relate to that. We were born and raised here, so to them, we're not from Africa. Now, if that's the case, then you can look at a white person and say, you're from Africa too. But what does that really say about what region of the world we were born in? If you had a child born today and say he had a black father and a white mother, okay, we know he's mixed. We know that child, he or she is going to be mixed. But would that tell somebody where that child was born? You couldn't tell nobody what state that child was born in just from the biological makeup of his parents. You can't say what state he was born in. I mean, you see what I'm saying? If it was a child born right now and they were mixed, you can't say, hey, you from Kansas or you from Colorado. You get what I'm saying? And that's how it is with these tests. Like I said, if that's the case, then and they say man originated in Africa. So that means black, white, Asian, all of us are from Africa. So why are we taking a DNA test to tell us all that we're from Africa if they say that humanity originated in sub-Saharan Africa? Thank you. Because because all of us are from there. So what would be the purpose of a family tree DNA test, an ancestry test? What would be the purpose of that if we know that we're all originated in Africa, if that's where humankind started as far as we know? But see, as far as we know, that's the important part.
Now, we had a guy came in the thing today and he was like, well, everything come from out of Ethiopia. I said, no, everything did not come out of Ethiopia. I said, because Africa is a whole entire continent. A lot of things could have started in Ethiopia, but what about the neighboring cities in Ethiopia? You're trying to say no other part while they was living, no other part in Africa was living?
Like, right. What about Egypt? What about Kenya? And which city or which province is the oldest in Africa? If you're telling us where we're from, what year was whatever part of Africa from you're established, or were they all were the states? The cities already in place? See,
no, but
again,
taking your test is a beautiful thing. And now you come popping your behind up here, super late, Lady Divine. You are in trouble. There's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, that's just where your DNA is at. Like, but far as your lineage goes, your lineage is in Jamaica. Even though you're born in England, but that happened when they duped y'all to get y'all to come up on over there. So
exactly.
You would need to learn what you probably do learn, but I'm quite sure you just woke up and when you're late for class, you was not supposed to go to sleep.
Now, again, like you said, that her DNA only tells you what her biological makeup is as far as race. Now, if nobody knew her and they heard Lady Divine speak, they would probably say she's from England, she's from Great Britain, she's from one of those countries. Probably 100 out of 100 people would tell you that if they heard her speak, but she's actually Jamaican, right?
Yeah.
So now that's why I said, as far as yes, a DNA test can tell you, and I don't knock them either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it because they're interesting. It's just interesting information, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what people get twisted is they're trying to connect with something that they can never know if it's factually true. Two, if it can never be proven. And three, you're basing a whole religious, spiritual, emotional philosophy off of something that you have no idea if it really actually has validity or not. Now, me on the other hand, again, I just go back to that. I can tell you where I'm from. I can tell you where 3 generations prior to myself are from. Now, after that 3rd generation before me, I can't tell you, because the man that's 2 generations ahead of me, he didn't know, because he was so young at the time his parents were taken from him. They weren't able to communicate that with him. So all he knows is he has a recollection from 4 years old on being in Barbados. So that's where we start. I can relate to that. I can take building blocks from the things that I'm taught from him, my father, my great-grandfather, and then I can teach my son. Now my son has me, my father, and my grandfather, which is his great-grandfather. So now again, he still has 3 generations.
So now your children
Thank you.
have 4 generations.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So now that and again, that's more of something that our kids can relate to. See, if you take a 12-year-old and you say, hey, we come from Mesopotamia in the 36th century BC, you lose them. But if I say, hey man, you want to talk to my great grandpa? He 103, bro. What? He's still alive? Yeah. But we getting ready to go get some coffee and he driving. That fascinates them. Like, yo, so oh, word, like y'all wasn't allowed to read. It was literally against the law.
And believe me, I get it. I get it. We feel like adopted kids over here. Some of us feel like adopted kids over here, and we would like to know, what tribe or what section we come from. But at the end of the day, people don't even, they don't even, I could see they was doing it for that. But a lot of them do that to get the wicked out of, they pick certain parts that did the most wicked things.
Exactly.
And that's what they read about. Like, all the beautiful things we don't hear about from Africa, but the Egyptians who did wicked things, and all the West African parts that did the wicked things, anything that's contained witchery and voodoo and ceremonies and rituals, that's the only stuff they're bringing to our attention. So what did that has to do with finding out, what part of Africa you come from, when all the books and stuff is all about wicketry and rituals and stuff.
You know what the school books tell you? They tell you all Africans were pygmies and cannibals. That's what I thought. That's what I learned from history in school when I was in school. It was a long time ago, so maybe it's different now. But I'm telling you, like you said, they tried to pick the
being in our book. Hold, let me go back now.
They tried to say we were savages.
In our books.
They were trying to say we were savages.
I remember as we came from the monkey, and they showed the monkey, and they showed us stand up. And that was it.
So now think about it like this. So if they changed the history around when they taught it to us, now you will believe that what was taught before then is true, because you got to understand what it is. It's like they can't. The original, like, okay, so even if you found out right now you were from, just say you were from Tanzania, you found out what part of Africa you from, what do you do with that? So now I'm from a village in Tanzania and in Africa, and so now what does that do for your life? Like right now, like what does that do for your life? It's just like it's such, it's interesting information, and it may be useful to some people. But I would challenge anybody to tell me, even if you were, which you're not able to. See, that's the problem we have. We don't know where we come from. We know where we come from geographically. We don't know specifically, and we have to get over the fact that we'll never know. So much time has passed that we have no idea, nor will we be able to ever find that out. But even if you were, okay, and you found out exactly where you're from, what does that do for you today?
And if I found you accept it? Cause
Yeah,
they going, because if you go down there, they gonna think you're the rich cousin and get your ass, right?
Right. I'm not going there. So what does it matter if I know where I'm from? I'm not going there. I'm not saying it in a negative way, but I'm just saying, how many black people are gonna go to Africa ever in their life?
And if
Ever.
you do go, they're not gonna see you as family.
And even if
They're
you
gonna
go,
see you. They're gonna see you as the cousin, American cousin.
no,
We
not
gonna
even
get some
cousin.
money. We gonna
You
get
know what
some
it is?
money.
You wouldn't go back to Africa because you don't have a bloodline there. You don't have a bloodline. You don't have a history there. You can't say, oh, my dad grew up here or my grand. You can't say that because they were born here and you know where they were born. So what is your connection to Africa right now? Except for the fact that originally, as far as we can go back and trace, that's where the oldest man was discovered. Or it was actually a woman, but the oldest woman was discovered. But other than that fact that the oldest human ever discovered was in sub-Saharan Africa, other than that fact, tell me what part of Africa you're going to go to and live, or what connections would you have today? You have zero. None of us in America right now, black people that were born here, have any connection family-wise to, except for people, of course, that have actual family. But I'm saying the average person, we don't know anybody that lives in Africa. We don't have any relatives that live in Africa. So what is our connection other than the fact that we know that's where we're originally from? I mean, that's what I'm just saying. People focus so much on that. It's like, okay, so great. You know, or say you could find out where you were from specifically. How does that help you right now today in 2022? Tell me in one way how that would help you. That's what it boils down to. That's why, it's like it's a useless argument. It's a useless conversation to just keep trying to. Everybody want to argue about who was the no, and this person was this, and Osiris was better than this, and this person was better than that, and this guy was. Man, listen. Tell me who your daddy, your granddaddy, and your great granddaddy was, and what they did in their lives, and how that affected you, and what you gonna do to carry on their name, their legacy, their tradition, and improve that. That's what I'm on. I don't care about nothing 5 million years ago, to be honest with you. I mean, I do. I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying, like, we get too caught up on the most mundane bullshit that has nothing to do with why our kids are killing each other like they're killing each other, and why black men and women have built such an animosity toward each other. Those are the two main things I'm focused on. None of those things can be answered by a 5 million year old question. I'm just saying. I can talk to my dad and find out how it was, back in the 60s when him and my mama got together. Then I can ask.
Now, for the people who cannot,
right?
Stay tuned for the videos. And we're gonna all. That's just like I said, back in our days, a lot of our grandparents, they died young. We thought they was old, but now that we get older, I hate to say that, like my sister, she lived older than my grandmother, and she's still young.
Wow, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? We thought they were old, but they're not old, and they
would be down.
Right?
They would be down, straight up.
And then I look at some people, and I know they still could have been living, because people that's in their age bracket are still living now. They just old. And then a lot of people, parents, just like this new wave of people, parents dying young, like in my age bracket now. A lot of my friends done went to pass, but the difference is they look old. We look young, So a lot of us, we wish we had. Believe me, we're not thinking about no book about no ancestors. We wishing we would have asked them certain questions while they were living.
Right. And that's just like my grandbabies. Their dad is 4 of them. their dad, both of his parents have passed away, and he doesn't really have a close relationship with anybody else. So guess where my grandbabies, now speaking of my kids, that's 4 generations. My children have children. So now there's 5 generations. And guess who's always riding shotgun with me? The 2 big boys. And I talk to them about everything that I was talked to about from my ancestors, my history. You get what I'm saying? It's important, yo. It's important. And it's sad when people don't have their grandparents, because like you said, we went through so much in this country. Our elders went through so much that a lot of them died early. A lot of them didn't make it to 60 and 70. But they was beat down so much by Jim Crow, segregation, just the police, brutality, everything, you know, and just think about the life that we can't even imagine the life they had in the 50s and the 40s. We can't imagine, you know, the type of suffering that they went through. So, you know, but what we can do is, if we are fortunate enough to have people that are older than us, you know, record them, talk to them, ask them, you know, hey, can I record you? I'd like to, you know, my kids to hear this one day. This is important. You know what I mean? Because that gives you a sense of pride. You know what I mean? I know that I'm from Africa and I'm proud of that and I love that, but I'm also proud of where my family was born and where they started their lineage, our lineage. You dig? And so that gives me more pride, knowing that, you know, I can go back almost 200 years with my ancestors, my direct ancestors, who I actually got to talk to and know in my life, you know? And so, you know, that resonates with me, that stays with me. But, you know, I can read something about, you know, the pharaohs and how great they were and how many wives they had and how much, you know, wealth they had, but I don't connect to that. I don't connect with that at all. You know what I mean? I know that's also a part of my history, but that's something that I don't, you know, I don't know. I don't, it's too many unanswered questions and there's too much room for speculation. But like I said, those of us that do and are fortunate enough to still have our parents, you know, much less our grandparents or our great grandparents, you know, like I said, you know, both of my parents are in their 70s, mid 70s. So I'm blessed just to still have my parents, because most of my friends have either lost one, definitely, and most of them both their parents who weren't 70 when they passed. So I'm, you know, I don't take that for granted. You know, I don't take that for granted at all. I have I feel like I have a rich history and I can pass that along. And not only to my family, I also mentor kids. And those kids are also exposed to my family also, because a lot of them don't have fathers and grandfathers. So what I do a lot of times, instead of, you know, going to Six Flags or, you know, going to get pizza, whatever we do, I'll say, hey, come on, we're going to ride, and we, you know, and we go see my grandfather.
And you know what else, Kev? Some people just want to just even know who their pappy is.
Right.
Like, and I mean, when I mean their pappy, I mean they know that's their pappy, but being that pappy took off and then the family didn't step in.
Exactly. You know, none of them.
They just trying to, they just want to know who's grandma.
You lost a whole...
Can I just meet grandma? Where grandma at?
Yeah, you lost a whole... Think about a kid, like I said earlier. Think about a kid whose father is not present in his life. Then, like you said, his family, most of the time, if he's not active, his family's not active. So he's lost a whole entire side of his lineage. So now all he has to go by is his mother's side. Now, what if his mother was, like you were saying, she may have lost her grandparents, Sean, and she may only have her mother or only her father. And that kid may not talk to them. So that kid knows absolutely nothing about who he is in a direct sense, like his direct lineage. See, that's deep. When I think about what I know from my family, and then to think about a kid whose father just abandons him and doesn't participate in his life, and then his family does the same thing. That kid lost. He don't even have a history to refer to and say, yeah, my granny was born down south and she moved to St. Louis, and or my daddy got kicked out and he went to such and such high school and he got kicked out. He was bad, and then boom, boom. They have none of that. They have no stories. They have no history. That's sad, man. And I see it all the time because, like I said, I take a lot of those kids, and not because I forced them to go. They'll always ask me. They'll be like, they thought my pops was my grandfather, and I'm like, no, that's my dad, yo. I'm like, you want to meet my grandfather? And they like, what? Your how old is your dad? I'm like, my dad's 77. He's like, what? How old is your grandfather? And I'm like, he's 98. They're like, what? He's still alive? I'm like, yeah. Let's go over there. And they'll go over there and he playing dominoes or he trimming his mustache and lining his hair up because he still got a full head of hair. You know, curly hair is Jamaican. He's a Caribbean man. So he, you know what I mean? And they're looking and they're like, wow. They like, he look Puerto Rican or something. I'm like, no, he's Caribbean. Yeah. What does that mean? They don't know. They see, if they say, oh, I'm going to Jamaica, they know what that is. But if I say I'm from the Caribbean, they say, what is that? Kids who are 15, 16. And then I have to break it down to them. Like, the Caribbean is not just Jamaica. You know, the Trinidad, Tobago, you know, they never heard of these places. And it's like, huh? St. Croix, what? You know,
St. Lucia, Jamaica,
St.
Guyana,
Guyana. So they, you know, just they don't know, and it blows my mind. But then it also reminds me again how important it is.
But I guarantee you, they know what an Ankh and a pyramid is.
Exactly. They'll have tattoos of it.
Exactly. That's what made me say that.
They can't tell you their granddaddy's name. Or can't tell you where their granddaddy was born, and some of them they can't even talk to their dad. That's sad, yo. And just think about it like this: say my dad had abandoned me and not been in my life, I wouldn't know shit about everything that we just had conversations about the last two. I would know none of that, none of it. I would be like, people like, well, you know, how'd you get to New York? Oh, well, let me tell you the story, because that's where we landed, coming from Barbados. Oh, okay. But now if my dad wasn't in my life and my mom just said, oh, your daddy wasn't shit, I don't know where he did. People say, where are you from? New York. Where's your family from? New York. But that's not true. That's all I would have known. You get what I'm saying? That's all I would have known, because my mom and her side may be from New York, but you know what I mean? That, you know, but if I didn't have that oral history, I would have all of this information, all of the things that I know, all of the lessons that I got from that, all of the inspiration that I get from knowing those things, I wouldn't have that. That's sad. And that's why I stay in these kids' life. That's why I be in their business. They be like, Mr. K, you always in our business. That's my job, dog. I'm gonna stay in your business until you old enough to handle your business for yourself. And then you can grab the wheel and drive by yourself. But right now I'm in your business. I'm up at the school. Your mama ain't got time. She worked 2 jobs. I'm going to be up here and I'm going to be on your neck. They know I come up. I pop up for lunch. I pop up. They'll walk by the principal's office and I'll see one of them stop and kind of look back and like, yeah, I'm in here. What's up? Go to class for you late. They like, what is he doing up here? I'm finna come and get some grades. I'm going around. I'm making rounds because the teachers know me. I'm making rounds to y'all classes and I'm going to find out not just what y'all grades, like how are they acting in class? Are they behaving? Are they conducting themselves like young men and young women like they're supposed to? I be finding out everything. I talk to the other kids. What's up with dude? He trying to bully, tough dude, he tough guy. Oh, he be out here flossing. Oh, he say he trapping? Oh, word? Hey, come here. You know, so when you have a connection to somebody, that's when you feel that connection. That's when you feel a sense of history. That's when you feel a sense of pride. That's where that comes from. I mean, you know, like I just cram to understand how we skip past all of that. But what I had to realize too is a lot of people skip past it because they don't have it. They don't have grandparents that are still alive, unfortunately.
Right. That's what I was saying. You have a lot of people who speak like that, but the minute that glue go, that's why when the glue leaves the family.
Yeah,
that's
why break all the way down.
The whole family go to different ways, like
break all the way down.
Because that's the real glue, you know. And like I said, a lot of people they don't have the chance to speak to their grandmothers, grandfathers, or even parents. But if you do, We don't even think about asking them nothing.
Exactly. We don't just like that's why I said I'm so glad you had that bill, because what it made me do right after we got off that day watching that, and you know, I ain't going back. What happened in '63? I got the big boys, the 12 and the 13-year-old. Hey, I want y'all to watch something real quick. And then we talked about it. And so when they grow up, they're gonna remember what happened in 1963, even though they weren't born till 2000 and whatever. You know what I'm saying? 2010. But they're gonna know what happened in 1963 because they had a father. I mean, they had a mother who had a father, who had a father, who had a father, who had a father. That's deep. We 6, 7 generations deep now. And I'm still here. So, you know, we gotta realize the importance of that. And that's why I said, and I hate it for kids that don't have fathers and you know, present in their life, because it takes away so much information about who they are. And every time you ask a kid who's adopted or a kid whose father wasn't present in his life, they just want to know, like you said, Tony, who am I? Who am I? You know, who am I? That's all they want to know. And that's why, like I said, I can understand people wanting to know who are we, where we're from, because we, you know, we were so disconnected from our history and our culture when we were stolen and brought here. So I get that part, but I'm saying we got to connect with something that we can relate to in a real sense, you know. And like I said, and that's our people. And even if you don't have a grandparent, talk to somebody's grandparent, talk to an elderly person, because a lot of times they have so much information and knowledge and wisdom that they want to share, but they may be like you. You know, I've met elderly people where they might have only had one child, and unfortunately their child passed away before them. Mm-hmm. They have no more bloodline. They have no one to talk to. And they just tell me all the time, I just appreciate so much when you come sit and talk to me. I said, no, I appreciate you taking the time to share what you know with me. And they just don't have anybody. And a lot of them, most of their friends have passed away. You know, when you get people.
And you know what's crazy? Mm-hmm. Even though I'm giving y'all 10 more minutes, and I'm not staying up with y'all asses all night, okay? I'm giving y'all 10 minutes. I'm telling you, I ain't playing with y'all. Because unless when my ass is back up in the morning, y'all ass gonna be right back up in the morning with me. I ain't trying to hear y'all sleeping. Shit. Team, stay up.
Look, I got my notifications on. I'm waiting for a notification.
Oh, God.
I'm waiting for a notification. I told y'all. And when it comes, I'm putting on some clothes. I'm camming up. I'm telling you, I'm a fresh cut. I'm gonna be. I can't. Cause see, and again, just like we talking, this is the same conversation we're gonna have, because I want you to explain your information, and I want to tell you where I'm coming from. I don't think I'm gonna change your mind.
Well, for some reason, people think because they know. So what you know about Africa, but that doesn't make you smarter than people. A lot of people, I know a lot of people who study African studies and really think that it's a science
right.
They think it's a doctorate degree. They think it's a science degree.
Right.
They think it's like they can now do open heart surgery and shit. I'm like, it's nothing but African. Like,
you're right. People,
and they walk with their heads up high and shit. I mean, like, oh,
it's so strange too to me, like I said, because when people, like, the reason you walk the way you walk, the reason you talk the way you is not from 1,000 years ago. You can look directly at the people who are responsible for everything that you are.
And
that's who you.
What make it worse, Kev, I don't have to go and find out what your history is. You know why? Because your history is coming to learn my history.
Exactly.
See, that's
why would I study there? They studied our history to even know what the word history was.
Right. Y'all coming here to learn our dance, our music. Y'all want our walk, our skinny jeans. When you go to them places, they look like us.
Exactly.
Here we go trying to wear what they're wearing here to feel closer to them. But in reality, when you go check them out, look, you can watch the African show. Why would you
go to Nairobi? Go to any major city in Africa, you're gonna see skinny jeans. You're gonna see whatever shades is out. You're gonna see all the latest to anything. You're gonna see it.
Y'all
It's
gonna think
crazy.
it's us.
But you and then here you got.
They came into our market. They're here now in our market. So I'm like, what? Shit, you ninja, send me some book time. Tell me about your land. Shit.
Hey,
tell me about your grandmama land. Okay, now they send me some school time. But
that's what I'm saying.
Regardless of what we know about them, they like F that. I like their history over there.
Our music, our everything.
How we did that thing. You see how we did that step, Kev?
Yeah.
Did you see how we did that step? Of course I would want to learn their history.
Right. But see, we can cut the middleman. And then and I love how they always say, this is how our ancestors did it, just like when they're talking about polygamy, for instance. Listen, if you want to know how to have a successful relationship, you don't have to go back again a million years and try to implement what you think they did. If you are fortunate enough to have parents that are in their 70s who've raised you together, grandparents who are in their 90s who are still together and alive and raised my father and us together, that's how you learn how to have a successful relationship. Mm-hmm. I don't need to go to anybody else and ask them about a woman. I have 10 aunts, I have a mother, and I have a grandmother, and I have a great grandmother. All the information I ever need will come from those sources right there, period. I ain't got to study my ancestors to figure out women. I've got them right here, and they'll tell me exactly, nah, don't do that. Or you need to do this.
Then you're telling me something that's illegal where I'm at, but legal where you at.
But legal there.
Send me to jail?
Yeah.
Oh, how about they're going to call each other wives, or just not legally? So then why should, but if only they legal over there where you at, and you say this will shit, but it's not legal, so I don't need your information.
Yeah, that's another thing too. They take everything and like they'll say all these dudes who claim they're polygamous, they'll claim these women as wives. But why you don't marry all of them? Oh, you can't. Why? Because even though you claim to be quote unquote in the tropics, or you claim to be autonomous from the white man in the system, you still got to go by their rules. So you still in the system, fool.
Then you will have to prove everywhere in Africa is polygamy, and you cannot. You will have to prove. They have done it, but we already discussed the reasons why it was done.
Exactly.
So whoever is still polygamy now in them countries, then that's where you need to go. Why you just don't go there?
Exactly. And
why come here and be illegal? Go back with the peoples.
Because they don't want to live over there. They want the comforts of the good old US of A. See what I'm saying? They claim they talk about African shit.
They want that Yankee dollar.
Like I said, young Pharaoh claimed he had all this money. Nature Boy claimed he had all this money before he started getting kicked out of everywhere. All these people. Why didn't they never go back to Africa? Why didn't they never live indigenous like they claim? These fools and they made one move to go back. Why don't you go back to Africa? If Africa is great and you won't get discriminated against?
Don't forget Africa. We belong in the tropics. So if we belonged in the tropics, what was we doing in Africa if we belonged in the tropics?
Exactly. That's not the tropics. And remember, Pharaoh was wearing when he was wearing that African medallion, when he stole that, to try to steal those people's name, that SOS Foundation. Now you're wearing an African medallion, but you got money and you'll move to one of the whitest states in the Union, Texas. Why didn't you move to Africa, bro? Why didn't you move to Haiti? Why didn't you move to a black country, bro?
Because see,
why didn't you move to a black? That's how you know they fake. Because they all talking that shit about our ancestors, and none of them will go where we was from, where they ancestors was from.
What they do know, bro, is to live out. You could say they always tell you, "Oh,
our money is worth much, much more and all this. What they forget to tell you is we can't afford to live out there.
Exactly.
Unless we're gonna be leaving this poor town to go to another poor town.
We're not self-sufficient
Because
enough to live over there.
you gotta have big money to live out there.
You can't speak the language. You have no relatives, and you have no friends over there.
Even if you did, you'll be just as poor as
You
them.
still would be the same. Exactly.
You'll be still going to work every single day, and all that money that that Yankee dollar is going to run out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to run out. Yankee dollar only mean vacation. That's when your Yankee dollar represents a lot, because you know you're going back home to get some corn. But if you go out there to live, your Yankee dollar only going to go but so far, and you're going to realize, damn, these houses is freaking expensive. I cannot afford this. The same way you say I can't afford this here, you're going to say I can't afford this over there.
Right. You're not going to be able to live in the same, whatever kind of house or apartment you live in here. I guarantee you, you're going to be about 3 to 4 steps down over there. They can say whatever they want to, but like I said, you know how I know all these so-called woke conscious Negroes is full of shit? Because ain't nan one of them moved to Africa. Not nan one of them.
And then the ones that have, when they, because I'm saying I seen the ones that I have seen on Facebook. They always like, oh no, you got to, because they got to pay for water because they cannot drink the water. Then they got to pay. They got to pay for the AC. And then they got to pay for, and they only get partial AC. Then and then a lot of their houses had to get made 3 and 4 times. You know why? Because this one got you for your money, right? Exactly. And then you had to pay the next person. Exactly. Then that person put up like a couple of sticks, and then that one got you for your money. Right?
You gonna get see that's why I said, man. You know, like I said, we need to get off. The people need to stop selling people pipe dreams and telling them if we deal with reality, we'll get a lot further. I think we'll make more progress than trying to the way we've been doing it, because obviously it haven't been working. I've known of this shit since the 80s. So that's 40 years at least. That's 40 years we've been doing it this way, talking about
the excuse, and I'm sick of this excuse. What you telling me that I need to know the history? I need to know the history. First of all, I can't. Y'all call them great kings and kings. I cannot. Let me tell you why I say that. Let me finish for y'all. Eat me up now, or y'all eat me up in the comments. Because how could you be a king or queen and y'all such great people, but y'all sold us to them? That's some cowardly shit. So if we cowards, y'all just as much as cowards, calling yourselves kings and queens. Anytime they get you to sell your own people or your neighbor and to sell us and bring us here, what the hell? That's a lineage of cowardness, selfishness, and cowardness. And they gave you any old thing to sell your neighbor out. Why would I want to know your history? I know enough. I made it here, right? If I made it here, how much more of your history do I need to know? I made it here, and because remember, it wasn't the African. They said African. So no, one tribe sold another tribe. So if I know that y'all selling, and then in Africa, I hate to say, that still happens. They'll sell your ass out.
They just was trafficking dudes in 2017 in Africa. They had the videos all over YouTube. They were still selling black men in Africa. They had white dudes from France that were over there standing, and it was exposed. It's all over the internet. It was on the news. It was everywhere. But this was just 2017, 2018.
Well, even if you study it, they're gonna tell you how great they are. They can't be so great if your ass made it over here.
And you know what I judge that on too? That's a great point, because think about it like this. They went to Africa, invaded Africa, stole us from over there. Some of us were sold and brought over here.
Let me tell you,
just like the Germans, just like the Germans did the Jews, their own people sold them out, right? They snitched on each other. That's how they rounded up so many.
They was all one.
You want me to tell you
another story?
Yeah, but you want me to tell you who they don't do it to?
Who?
The Muslims, because when they went to the Middle East, they can go over there and fight a war, but they ain't occupying shit over there, and they ain't taking nobody from over there and removing them. They'll die before they'll let the Americans take some of their people and move them anywhere. They'll die first.
That's because that wasn't their land either. And they said we took this shit over, ain't nobody taking it from us.
Exactly, but the point is they'll die about it. They'll stand on it. That's how I should feel like none of us should be here. If they came to Africa and tried to steal us, it should be all dead black people if that's the case, or all dead white people, because you're not gonna. That's almost like you come to my house, even at the threat of gunpoint, and saying we're gonna take your wife and your niece and your grandbabies. You're gonna have to kill me first. Y'all gonna have to step over my dead body. I'm not just gonna say, okay, I don't want to die. Y'all gonna take them. See, that's the conversation people don't want to have, though. They want to talk about Africa. Like I said, until somebody moved there, don't talk to me about Africa. When your ass moved there and you live there, then you could talk to me.
Well,
you could talk about
live there, and these are the stories that they say. But at the end of the day,
I'm talking about all these fake ass woke people that's telling you to study the Anunnaki and
with them too. Tell the truth, okay? Even if we were stolen. The only way we was able to be stolen if somebody said, "Hey, these people did." They didn't go there knowing where all of us lived. They didn't go there knowing the road.
Thank you. And how did they round us up? How did they round us all up? Oh, okay. See, that's the conversation people don't want to talk about.
Up when you put Shaka Zulu there, because what happened? If that movie is true, what happened there? They sold their people out for freaking to put them damn color in their hair, because their hair was turning gray for vanity.
Dye, salt, all kinds of spices, all kinds of.
They didn't even get all that shit. They just got.
They wanted spices from us. I said that backwards, but yeah.
He said, "I can make you look younger." Motherfucker took the damn. Or he put the shoe color. The shoe color in and put the damn shit in his head. And like, you look younger. And they sold each other. They sold. That was a bad thing to put up in the front like Shaka Zulu. No, when he was doing all that fighting and stuff, that was amongst other people.
Right. Well,
but he didn't fight them white men like that.
Mm-hmm.
They sat up there and said same thing. That was so. Even which way you turn, we've been sold out for nothing. For nothing.
And these dudes killed me taking on these names like Shaka. He probably doesn't even know the story of Shaka Zulu, but he will take his name. You see what I'm saying? These dudes is so fraudulent. Like I said, I don't
know how. I know a lot of turmoil. I know a lot of fighting that goes on in Africa, and what they do to a lot of countries in Africa is just boils my stomach, because there's a lot of movies that I watch. But one thing, why would I watch the history, but why would I study it when my people in the history here shook up shit? Look where we at now.
We shook shit up. I don't know what they did back then. We've been shaking shit up since the 60s. You know what? Not to cut myself off, but I'm going to cut myself off because about 32 minutes ago, you said I'm going to give y'all about 10 more minutes. And the sun finna come up on you because it's 4 o'clock here, so it's 5 there, right?
20 hours later.
You know I was going to put that shit out, right? What y'all? All right, we're going to continue this in a couple of hours. Like I said, I emailed him to see if he wanted to battle, and you said you got something, right?
Messages too.
Uh-oh. And you said you left him something also, right?
I did what?
You said you left him something on.
I left him a message. I told him who I was. I said, I just watched your video. I'm the guy you was referring to. It's an open invitation to come over to Tony's channel and we can have a debate. I left that on his board, so he should see it. He ain't got but 3 comments, so he should see it.
He the one called you out, so
exactly. You should know who I am. So yeah, I'm like I said, I'm here for it. I'm gonna be well rested.
Yeah, well, no, you ain't go. We team stay up. But anyway, everybody go to bed. Everybody go to bed. But
Yeah, all 33 of y'all go to bed.
revisit this with showing like their type of videos and our type of video. We're gonna really get into this when we're gonna learn a little African history. We're gonna learn American history, and then we will debate which one suits us.
Exactly.
Okay.
That sounds like a discussion. Which one?
That will be done on Sugar Babes. That will be done on Sugar Babes. You don't have Sugar Babes, you better get it. At least we know I ain't cutting nothing on Nicole. You can go to bed, my love. You can go to bed, Nick. You get some sleep.
Look, and don't play this. Don't play this replay until we get up, cause he probably get up in about 30 minutes and watch the replay.
No, read. I don't have to. Cause we're doing it live now. So we really
that's right. That's right. Okay, cool.
And Houston going again. Houston ass going again. He probably got the CBC bad. They ain't getting this shit.
Yeah, Houston in the tub.
But he came in right in time for us to crack up.
Right. Hey.
All right, guys. I thank you. At least I know me and him been vindicated. We've been vindicated.
Yep.
Don't come for the king. Don't come for the queen and the king now.
Don't come for the team, man. We don't play that. This gang over here, we got each other's back. We not finna. And I just let all y'all know, even for y'all in the chat, if I'm on somebody else's page in the bushes and somebody talks slick about y'all, I'm coming out and I'm set tripping on anybody. I wish I would be on somebody's platform and hear them talking crazy about Tony or talking crazy about Boss Lady or Lady Divine. I'm going clean. I'm jumping clean out the bushes.
That's what I do. I'll be right straight out the bushes.
Call them a type of goofy. I'll be like, Boss Lady, I see you.
All right, Jackie, later.
Jackie, but we're not stupid people, Jackie. I just want to let you know, Boss Lady, we're not stupid people. We was called stupid people yesterday. We're not stupid, Jackie. We know we smart. All right, let me go try to get something called sleep. I don't know.
We'll see if you're able to stay off.
That's a lot. I'm gonna be up getting ready unless my daughter be nice and come get me and take me shopping. I doubt. I say that all the time, but who knows? Cross my fingers and shit. All right, guys, I'm outie. Thank you for showing up and clearing yourself, bro.
All right, peace. Chat. I'll talk to y'all later, man.